Okay, we are live on the pre-show memes. Make sure things are working. Twitch is up. How about YouTube? YouTube is up. Okay. Oh my god, I just heard my own voice again. Don't do that.
It doesn't sound annoying enough.
What? Alright, let me be right back.
It, it can't be fuzz on ears. It has to be.
All of these like sound fine. Like
I need red. I need Mega Man
I need it to be like grating.
some Mega Man X7.
Okay, I'll skip that because you guys probably I don't think you guys can hear the audio anyway, so we
I can
won't
hear
worry
it.
about that. Oh, you can?
Yes.
That's new. No, you don't understand. My Mac computer never used to be able to stream audio. That's great. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I see, said the blind man.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get anything more annoying than that.
God damn it. Where's the mod? Where's the DLC? It gives you the annoying voice.
Okay. Yeah, where's the custom content?
Need the DLC, baby. Annoying voice DLC. And all you need is just take voice samples from X7. That's all you gotta do. It's not even that hard.
What would Louise's values be?
Uh, so
Actually, hold on, I have the wizard trait. Yeah.
you're a wizardary?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay.
Hot-headed.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Uh, see, dog lover. That's a good one.
Where is that? Where is that?
You know I'm right though. Is the
No,
problem?
you're so right.
Alright, I'm back. What's going on?
We made Louise a dog lover in The Sims.
What the fuck? What
It's accurate.
the...
It's accurate.
What's wrong with y'all?
You know I'm right.
Straight to jail.
Okay.
Straight to jail.
Hella
Me?
pale. She's literally like. That works, I guess. I wish I could make Sims shorter, but. Fuck, it's still hot. Goddamn.
Gotta make her short.
I have a Klondike bar.
Nice.
That's my stream snack.
Cool. I have one pita.
I'll deal with that.
One pita?
Yes.
Pizza.
Hey, Peter.
Which one?
Oh, she has a headscarf on. Jesus.
He can't save you.
Um. God, yeah, I don't have any custom content installed.
That's why you don't have the annoying voice. I understand.
Yeah.
Wait, like actually, wait, all that was a bit. There's an actual thing for that?
Probably.
God fucking damn it. We're all doomed.
somehow forgotten what Louise looks like.
How? How does this happen?
Oh,
Even I remember.
If you look on the stream, you can see your face at least.
Okay.
I was thinking, hey, wouldn't it be funny if Nian didn't win? But then I realized, you know what? Actually, there might be a chance Nian doesn't win.
It's possible. I don't remember shit.
Oh, we are. Rendo, did you study?
It's like those are her bangs, but not. Does this?
You guys are gonna fail this quiz.
I
Sweet,
guess.
got it. Okay, I did not. Did you study Shadow?
Oh no.
I put in some, like, you had to have just not been reading to not get them questions, so hopefully you guys get those ones. Along with all the other ones that I put in.
See,
I have
Jeff,
a
you saw it
lot.
the last time.
I have a lot of material to choose from, okay? So in terms of questions, I mean.
Sure.
And I will remind you guys again, it will be based on the manga specifically. It will not be based on anything from the light novels or the anime.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm the only one that really affects.
All right.
Says you.
Have you fed the questions through ChatGPT, chap? I feel like I kind of want to see if we're better than ChatGPT. I feel like we would be.
I feel like I don't want to put anything through ChatGPT for the familiar of Zero. I don't want to.
See what ChatGPT has done to my Earth Machine cards? Exactly. Actually, no, you have. You have.
I don't think I need AI to learn about the existence of the familiar of Zero. I don't think that will bode well for humanity if we do that.
Look, we're already fed ChatGPT Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, we're already doomed. You can play a Yu-Gi-Oh game against ChatGPT. I don't think I see the problem here, chat. It's hell on earth, but it works.
I think Yu-Gi-Oh's the problem.
What's the problem?
I don't know. You tell me.
I always like the quote, ChatGPT is supposed to go on to do great things, and we keep making it do stupid things instead.
Well, I mean,
we're keeping it in check.
How can dumb people create a smart thing?
I'm not dumb. You're laughing.
I think this is realistic to the manga anatomy at the very least.
You're laughing. You're laughing. You made Louise a dog lover in the fucking The Sims, and you're laughing.
It's accurate.
Look, it's accurate. Are you gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong? Hold on, actually, they might be closer together. I cannot make them any bigger than that. I don't think.
I can't say what you're talking about, but I absolutely can imagine who and what you're talking about.
I'm streaming it.
Yeah,
I'm streaming it to the chat.
Yeah, I'm not watching the stream right now because I'm setting things up.
Yeah,
So
but
cool.
I can. But what I'm telling you is, I can already guarantee you, I know what you're referring to.
Oh.
Perfect. What I have. Oh. Actually, that's not.
And yeah, who was the first person Saito kissed?
Louise.
Oh.
Because that was how
right.
she made the familiar contract.
God damn it, yeah, we're supposed to be giving out this information.
I don't think it's really giving us an advantage anyhow.
As you. Chap, are you scheming something?
Well, I will say now I know one question you guys do know the answer to, so if it was a question, it might not be anymore.
God damn it. This is what happens. It's right there. Ari doesn't know. Ari doesn't know. Is the
Sorry,
thing.
my urge to be correct overpowered my
Reason?
my sense of reason.
Don't worry. If we get to NT Warrior, I'm probably gonna have the same problem.
Chet
If-
said that he was upset that NT Warrior made it as far as it did. Now I want to read it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are you guys pretending this now? Why are you guys pretending that I'm the only one that was shocked and made it that far? We're all just pretending like I'm the asshole for saying I can't believe you guys voted for NT Warrior as a joke to get that far. Like, and now you're trying to twist it weeks later to make it like I'm the only asshole here out of that. Fuck you guys.
Okay,
But it
Here's
wasn't
the
a
thing,
joke.
It was a bit on my end.
It was a bit
For
that you
suggesting
even
it.
said at the time. You were like, I did not mean for it to get this far, but it did.
But you know what? I'm going all the way.
So
That's what I
fuck
said.
you guys, all right, for acting like
Fuck you
I'm
too.
the asshole here. Fuck you guys. I'm docking points off the quiz for you guys already. Fuck you.
Doesn't matter to me.
Good
I can be as
point.
mean as I want.
You know, I should. Nana has a massive advantage for being able to be as mean as she wants.
Ugh.
I do on the eyes.
All right, I'm gonna send out pings. And boop. Okay, I have sent out the appropriate pings, notifications, and now we wait for 8 o'clock. Almost there.
So I assume Ari's gonna show. I assume.
Yes. I mean, they
Okay.
messaged in the chat earlier saying they don't remember, but they read it, so.
I mean, I definitely read it.
I didn't need to.
But you did, right?
You did though.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Okay,
Okay.
because
No,
if you,
I know.
if you
will
were
know that I
assuming
read
it, if you were assuming it was close to the anime ending, you were wrong. But
No, you will know that I read it because I have something very specific and
Yes.
stupid to nitpick.
I have a couple
Hey,
things that I want to bring up from what I remember of the anime. So,
Look, I'll say one thing.
yeah, what's up?
Actually, I won't say it.
Okay. Base.
When we get to it, we get to it.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I have two things I know I want to mention, and then everything else will be a gamble as to whether it gets brought up.
Yeah, quiz scores. Let me get the quiz score sheet ready.
So,
Okay, actually, why does that look kind of good?
that's a good question.
It looks like uncanny, but it looks like Louise.
I think I think that's a problem.
It just means that I'm good at what I do. Would her eyebrows be that filled? Probably.
But I think I'm good at it is making like really dumb thumbnails for videos. I'm not sure it's a good thing or not.
Ooh, all right. All right, all right, all right.
Shit. I kind of popped off with this one.
Kinda.
Okay, alright, okay. Okay. I got my notes. I got my questions. I got the quiz score sheet. I am ready. We got 10 minutes.
Her head looks really tall, but I don't think I can make it short.
Not with that attitude. Have you tried believing in yourself? It's tough, I know.
Okay, that's more.
What is Luis's outfit? Is it a school? Are they all school uniforms?
I was gonna try and go for a school uniform. There's some stuff that I can do from the magic pack. I have to remember which fucking one it was. Realm of Magic. But honestly, the Realm of Magic options like aren't that great.
Mm.
That probably works if I don't find anything else that's better.
I think I have quite a few questions here that I will be shocked if people know the exact answer to.
You see,
I could go with a classic plaid skirt, but they didn't have that in the manga or the show. They were all solid. So that would be a little weird. And a lot of these are like hip hugging. Oh, this is a pleated skirt. That works. I'll probably go with that one. I don't think I can do a good cloak though.
Just believe in yourself. Hack the game.
I will give that to Kirke though. That's perfect. No, I don't know.
So anime logic for cloaks, like you always see anime characters take them off. Do we ever like see them put it back on, or is it just assumed that they just like put them back on after a
unless
battle?
you're Mashal.
You wanna try animating that? I don't know. Go ask the
Wait, hold on.
go ask the Jujutsu Kaisen animators how they feel about that idea
Oh.
right now.
You're terrible, chap. And
Listen,
we're laughing.
listen, Mappa is fucking killing these people. Holy shit.
Oh fuck! Is this one that I can tuck in?
Have you tried changing the skirt and then changing it back again? That might work.
Finish Forest Studio. I'm googling it. How do you tuck in your shirt? Thanks, YouTube.
Well, how do you do it? I don't know.
How do you do it?
I've never done it before.
Okay, Turndo might have been correct, but that means that I have to go back and make sure that I have the right skirt select. No, that didn't. It would look so good if it was tucked in. Fuck.
Well, then fix it.
I'm trying.
Fix it. Make it make sense.
It's work trying here, Jeff. Come on.
Make it make sense.
Say that to Attack on Titan, Jeff.
No.
Exactly.
Listen, okay? Listen. They just really needed you to know that war is very dumb and pointless. And that was why they
How many
had to
times have we
show.
done it?
That was why they had to do an ending that was really dumb and pointless. They had to do it. They had to do it thematically to show you how dumb and pointless war is. You don't understand.
For Familiar of Zero or Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan.
Oh.
Okay.
You had to show how dumb and pointless war is, and then you also had to show fucking Eren being a pathetic loser. You had to have that. But the good thing is, with the anime, they didn't thank him for being a mass murderer. That's always good. You know, it's the little things, you know, with anime adaptations.
No.
Really elevates the material.
You're fucked. You know that.
I'm just out here spitting facts.
Okay.
You saying you wanted them to thank him for being a mass murderer in the anime? Is that what you wanted?
No, it's just something that I didn't want to happen.
Okay.
Not talking about Attack on Titan. I'm talking about some other shit that we've seen.
Listen. War happens. It's been known to happen.
It's
It
happened.
happens. It happens.
How many times in human history? Well, too many times.
More than 2, at least.
Yeah.
Because there's been at least 2 world wars, right? So it's been more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
How does Attack on Titan compare to Code Geass, by the way? Are they like...
Dog shit compared to Code Geass. I don't know. I don't know how else to word it. They tried to do a similar kind of vibe with the Code Geass ending or whatever for Attack on Titan, and it just came across dumb, at least for me. So
It turns out the cosmologist is Eren Yeager's a bit of a fucking dumbass.
constantly a dumbass. He was literally an idiot that was chosen to be the protagonist by accident, pretty much. Is how it felt like to me.
So he's kind of like Kirito.
No, Kirito was the chosen one. He earned his place, okay? He's a beater, okay? I'll have you know. Don't you ever talk shit about my boy. Get my fucking plushie Kirito after you. He'll fuck you up. Don't mess with him.
Alright. Then. What's Kirito gonna do to me anyway, huh?
What do you think he's gonna do to you? Have you seen Sword Art Online? He's
it's a
gonna
plushie.
destroy you. He's gonna
It's a
destroy you.
plushie chap. What's he gonna do?
You
We
think
can't
that'll
get
stop
Canada.
Kirito? Come on now. Welcome, Ari.
Ari,
We got
you're
3 minutes before we start. So,
2.
well, 2 now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Check
somebody's
your
at my door.
chime.
Yeah, 2 more minutes to fuck around with The Sims.
Like, why is she kind of like the Joker smile for a second there?
This podcast is filmed from a live studio audience. I forgot to tell everybody.
Alright, I don't like dumb sitcom sounds. God damn it. It's not gonna end, is it?
Hey, that's really freaking me out. Can you please stop?
Oh my god.
Ow.
What? What's wrong? What's wrong?
My ears, that's what happened.
Too bad. Deal with it. Figure it out. Okay. Almost there. Let me check and make sure I got all the things up that I need to be up right now. I have YouTube, I have Twitch, I have Kick. We're on all of the memes at all times because we're that good.
Alright, I'm sure we are.
Well, I am at least. I don't know about you.
Fuck you too.
Only you can answer that question.
Find out today on Dragon Ball Z.
All right, it's 8 o'clock. Everybody, are you ready? Anne?
I think Ann left to get a package.
Okay, fun.
Sorry, my roommate's talking to me. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
We're here to talk about your manga.
Your friend is now involved in book club. Get him in here.
Get him in here.
No, we had the alarm, the fucking fire alarm at my dorm go off. I think it ended up being like 12 times today.
Yeah, that was
Because all of the buildings, I think we have buildings like A through J, so however many numbers that is in the alphabet.
More than 2.
Whenever one alarm goes off in one building, because we live in a compound, every single building alarm goes off. So there was a problem with the alarm in building E where either it like was oversensitive or something, so we had to have some people come in. I know because I saw them working on it. But every single time they would stress test it, turn it like on, and it would start going again or anything. Every single alarm in every single building in the compound would start going off. So I was stuck here for like an hour with my poor cat, with the alarms like going on and off, and she was hiding in the litter box because I think that's like the quietest spot in my dorm because it's like tucked into a back corner of my closet, and it's closed off, so it's like muffled. So that's what my fucking afternoon looked like today.
Fun.
So my roommate just got back and was asking about it is all.
Fun. Sounds exciting.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're getting started. Okay, are we ready to begin? Is everybody here? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club. Here, hosted on my channel, the best anime YouTube channel, where I post tons of content once in a blue moon. If I decide to finish a script, I know. Wow, amazing.
Do you have a fact check on that?
No.
Oh, based.
Source, me.
Based. All right, so we are here. I've convened the council this week to finally finish up our discussions on Familiar of Zero. I'm sorry, my bad. I've already screwed up. It's Zero's Familiar. Zero's Familiar. We all know it's Zero's Familiar, not Familiar of Zero. So, gotta get that right.
This is the best channel. I want to know what the second one looks like.
Okay, I've set up quiz questions and everything, and somehow I've already screwed up just based on the name.
Negative
Oh
1
my
point.
God.
Quiz.
Jesus, what are we gonna do? So, for those of you here at the start of the stream, I also forgot to turn off the pre-show thing. We are not in pre-show anymore. I'm a professional. Don't worry about that. So we're gonna be doing the discussion, and then afterwards we're gonna be doing the bonus meme quiz because we only have one volume to talk about this week of Familiar Zero. So let's get this started first by talking about the people that are here this week. It's usually the usual cast of people that have been talking about Familiar Zero. I'm sorry, Zero's Familiar. So let's go down the line. We start with Ari.
Hi.
Welcome. Have anything to say?
No.
Base.
I like shonen shit, not this shonen shit.
Do you really though?
Yeah.
Prove it. Prove you like shonen shit right now.
Well, I haven't called a fake shonen fan because I don't like Black Clover, but that's besides the point.
Listen, some might call you a fake shonen fan. I would call you based, but you know what do I know about Black Clover fans? What would I say?
Next book club.
Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're starting all 100 volumes of fucking Black Clover. Yeah, kill me. All right, now moving on. Moving on, it goes to me. Who's that? I don't know. Who's that? It's Chaplin. It's Chaplin, aka Wolfborg. You can see the name. I'm here on the YouTube channel, Wolfborg with 2 G's. Actually, I think on YouTube, if you search Wolfborg with 1 G for like the URL, I think it brings up my channel because I think I did that because I'm awesome. Don't know if it works all the time with YouTube, because YouTube's weird, but I know you'll find my shit if you search Wolfborg with 2 Gs on things like Twitter, where one person took Wolfborg with 1 G, followed MTV India, and then never used the account again ever since 2009. On Twitch, I think somebody has Wolfborg with 1 G and frequently gets himself suspended for random reasons. He's not even a big streamer. I think he just streamed random like RPGs or something like that. I don't remember. And yeah, that's pretty much why I'm stuck with 2 Gs in some places. But you can find my stuff, and I talk about anime, and all my opinions are going to be objectively correct. That's just a fact. Look it up. Name one fact I've ever gotten wrong ever. One opinion that's ever been wrong. You can't do it.
Familiar.
Okay, I don't know which opinion you're contesting, but it will probably be wrong. So, moving on.
Activating Melfi Mami before the activation of before the summon of.
Can we get these fucking Yu-Gi-Oh nerds out of here? What the fuck? What are you doing here? Get out of here.
Like the Fleet Dragon. There we go.
Get out of here, Yu-Gi-Oh nerds. Disgusting. Shut the fuck up with this Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Holy fuck. All right, next up we have Nyan Bacon.
Heyo, I'm Nyan Bacon. All of my opinions about specifically Zero's Familiar are correct. I had to take my cat to the vet very suddenly, so if you want to commission me, I have a chibi sale going on, $20 for a chibi, and my turnaround time is within 36 hours. Stream snack for today. Also, my Cash App is Nyan Bacon, capital N, Nyan, capital B, Bacon, as is on most platforms. For stream snack today, we've got some stir-fry cup noodles, teriyaki beef flavor, and those Brookstone acai and blueberry chocolates that I talked about, I think, the first time I did stream snack, actually.
Oh my god.
I was looking back at the summertime rendering edits, and I mentioned it.
God damn.
There.
Hell yeah. Amazing. Go check out all those, commission them if you can, and we will continue on with Shadowman.
I am Shaman V4. I make videos sometimes when my internet is working. Currently, it's not.
Based. So we're in the no video mode. Based.
No, but you can check my stuff on my YouTube channel.
All right. Well, you can search those up and figure that out and check those out if you're interested.
I make cool thumbnails sometime.
Yeah. I'm seeing one in the chat that says Planet Man was not the imposter. It looks like an Among Us said it. So if you understood that reference, it was probably hilarious to you. So you should go check out more of those videos. Amazing. And lastly, we have Turando.
Hello, I'm Turando, and I like to read.
That's all you need to be here. So, amazing. Now, as I discussed before, just to remind people watching, when we are done with the discussion, we will be having a bonus meme quiz. So if you want to stick around for that, be sure to do so. I will be, we'll be having a fun time with that. We did this before with summertime rendering, and that was also a situation where we did it because we only had one volume to read for the last session. So we're gonna be doing this, and then we're taking next week off because it's Thanksgiving, and usually we take a week off after we finish a series anyway. So I have plans for what we're going to do for the next stuff, and I will go over that towards the end of the stream, so stick around for all that. Now, let us begin with this week's discussion of Zero's Familiar Volume 7, the final volume. We are finally free of this series. So how did we feel about Volume 7, the conclusion of the manga series?
Anybody I don't even remember it.
It was fine.
Okay, so we have an I don't remember it, and it was fine from the big Familiar of Zero fan, and nothing from the others. Okay, based.
It ended. That's all I can say.
Okay, all right, it ended. Turando, what was your thought, like, overall?
I'm trying to remember what happened, to be honest with you.
Literally.
Okay.
Literally.
Well, don't worry, guys, because you know me. I take notes, and I'm here to explain again what happened, because you guys apparently just don't remember. It's fine. I'll tell you, you really didn't miss out on too much. But
oh, wait, I know that.
So, we ended, like, Volume 6 with the Albion Rebels pretty much planning to do something in the middle of the wedding ceremony. for Henrietta and the Prince of Germania. So that wedding is coming up. Saito and the group had just found a fighter plane from Siesta's hometown, which they called, some like ancient treasure, like dragons, raiments, or something like that. And he recognized it as a fighter plane, got Mr. Colbert to come up with gasoline for it, and he is going to, it sounds like he's trying to use it to try to find a way back home, or at least that's the hope. So he's got this plane that's ready and working. Louise had just had a fight with him prior about catching him with Siesta or something like that, so she was upset, fired him, and then he went off on the treasure journey, came back with the plane, and now and now they're just we're starting volume 7 with immediately. So the 7th volume starts with a chapter called Declaration of War Part 1. Wonder what happened in that chapter. You want to take a wild guess of what happened in that chapter?
Some crimes were committed.
A little.
Shit.
We do a little. Harem shit. Oh yes, the war crimes.
They didn't even wait until the actual wedding.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 days before the wedding, because like all the ships or whatever had to come in town for, like, they weren't going to come on the wedding. They were going to come before the wedding day to get ready. And so the way that the war starts is they use the whole like cannon salute system that they have for like saluting for a ship to go through into the area. They abused that system when they were going to the ceremony 3 days before to incite a war by making it sound like Tristania had fired upon Albion first. Albion right now is run by the rebels who have taken over, and Cromwell and the captain of that ship, Mr. Bowood, and I think Wards was there too, were like on the ship. I don't know if it was called the Lexington or the Royal Sovereign. It sounds like they go back and forth on it. I'm not entirely sure, but that big ship that they have there for Albion. So they're coming in, and Tristania does the cannon salute for them. Well, I mean, they do the salute first, and then Tristania salutes back, and it's supposed to be they're firing blanks into the air or whatever. And when Tristania did it, they had one of their other ships in the fleet pretend like they were just actually shot. So they burn it themselves, and then they leave the ship. And so Albion is just pretending like, oh, Tristania just fired upon us first. Now the treaty's broken, we're going to start a war. And so immediately upon finding out about this, Henrietta is just like, fuck the wedding, fuck all this shit. However I was acting before for you guys or whatever, like the princess or whatever, I am going to take full command of the military. We're going to war.
This is her dream. Like, she has lived her entire life waiting, hoping somebody would attack her kingdom so she could be the warmongering princess she has always dreamed of being.
She's always shackled by morality. Okay, she has the more high ground now. She can do what she wants.
We've always known. And now the other thing too. So Germania, I think they said they sent out a request to Germania for their forces because the whole point of the wedding was an alliance between those two nations. And they said, well, maybe in a week or so. And so they basically said, fuck you, because the alliance wasn't set up yet. So it's like, oh, all right, well, that's a fucking great start to this relationship we got going on here. They said, fuck you, die. So that's fun. That's fun. So, I mean, Henrietta is even more justified then at that point of saying, fuck the wedding, because clearly that's not going to help at all at this point. We're just going to go to war, and I'm going to fucking tear my dress off because fuck this shit, and I'm going to go command the forces. So, pretty based. Definitely going to, definitely. So, you guys doubted me when I said, I feel like I feel like Henrietta's got some weird scheming planned or whatever. It turned out it was just, as soon as there's a war, I want in fully.
She's a warmonger.
I see. This is again where I'm like, if this series was going towards that direction and like didn't end in this volume, it'd be like, not Siesta. I don't know why I keep trying to say Siesta first. Henrietta would have been like, I'm actually on their side and I got them to start this so I could take control on this side. And then, but I don't know. Anyways,
give war a chance, Jack.
Yeah. So anyways, that war started, and they also find out that Tarbs, which is the home that Siesta is from, is already being fucking destroyed by like dragons, dragon riders or whatever at that moment. And it's like, well, fuck, we just left there. Oh my god. And so,
and guess who's one of the dragon riders? Holy shit.
Oh my god, Mr. Weirdo.
Wards?
I was going to say pedo, but I mean, Wards is another name that you could give. So, Saito, upon hearing Tarbs is getting fucking burned, is like, well, I gotta go help them. So, because like the Siesta and all of them, and we were just there. So he gets into the fighter plane, and he's heading off there to go and try to like fight the Dragon Riders and save the day. And I think at that point they'd been at war for, I don't think the war had just broken out on that same day. I think they had been at war for like a couple of days at that point. I think there was like a little bit of a time skip going on. So they were just like saying like, we're already at war, we're losing this many people or whatever, and they're trying to think of what to do. So it sounded like the whole party, the usual party of Tabitha, Kurike, Geesh, all wanted to go again, and I was me like, oh, we're just gonna instantly have everybody barge in while we're having these like secret discussions and say we're all going to. And then the headmaster's just like, no, not doing that. It's literally a battlefield. If Saito wants to go, he can, but all of you aren't going. That's fucking
If Saito
dumb.
wants to go, he's allowed to like go and get himself killed. But the rest of you guys, nah, you're too valuable to
Listen,
risk.
he's a commoner. He's a commoner. Who cares, right? So
I'm also a commoner myself.
I mean, naturally, when he goes, Louise is hiding in the plane, right? I don't know how you hide there without him noticing, but somehow she did.
Get in there.
She hid in the plane, and they go into there.
They're just too focused in the moment.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so she hides in the plane. They go off, and it's pretty much just a lot of like aerial fighting. It's very similar sometime rendering where you have like the ending being fighter planes in the air fighting shit, you know. So I mean, they weren't fighting, the planes weren't fighting in Summertime Rendering, but you had fighter planes in the air at the end. So I thought that was funny. I also thought it was funny how the bonus chapter mentioned things about like a shadow person. I thought that was another funny connection, because there is a bonus chapter which is plot relevant. The other one's like more of a fun thing, but there was one that was plot relevant, so I don't know why it was an extra chapter, but maybe it was just because, you know, we had a proper-ish conclusion at the end of Volume 7, right? So, you know, they have Saito fight these dragon riders. Wards is showing up throwing like air spears or whatever, and Louise accidentally discovers mid like plane fighting that she has void magic. She has the ability of void magic granted to her fully by the Founder's Prayer Book, which apparently didn't do anything until she also wore the ruby ring or something like that.
I guess that's how I understood it.
That's how it. Yeah, that's how it
Plot
looked.
Plot device.
It's just like nobody had a guide that said, "Hey, wear the ring while you hold the book, and then maybe something will show up." I don't know. But so that grants her the power of the void, and it explains to her, or at least this is how she explains. She explains that void has always been her natural element, but she hasn't been able to properly use it until this moment, is what it sounded like. And that's why she would constantly be causing explosions with her magic. It's because that's actually like the most basic spell when it comes to void magic. So, as I predicted,
if you've been keeping track, that's why she was Fouquet was able to break into the vault after Louise missed cutting Saito from the rope and hit the vault wall instead.
True.
It was the only magic that was able to basically dispel the protection spells that they had on the vault that had the Staff of Destruction.
Yeah, makes sense. So I just want to gloat real quick and say I was definitely correct at the very beginning of reading this, where I predicted the moment that we brought up void as another element. And I was like, okay, so that's going to be her thing. And it was her thing. Who could have possibly foreseen? I'm a prophet. What can I say? So... but, I mean, that was pretty obvious by them calling her Louise the Zero, and then, oh my god, there's void magic? Whoa. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, I'm fine with her having void magic as, like, her ability thing. What I was confused with was I had assumed when she was talking about how she kept, like, exploding things and how the most basic spell for Void was explosion magic, I was like, oh, so she's going to like do a proper explosion spell on the giant ship fleet. But it was just like a giant miracle light, and then everything disappeared. And somehow, this is the part that confused me, somehow they said nobody died from that. I'm confused when they said that sentence. Where did they go?
Heaven.
Wards and the whole fleet, the giant fleet, disappear, and they specifically say nobody died. And I'm like, did they just teleport them somewhere? I don't understand what happened.
Yeah, it sent you to the void.
The void. Yes, nobody died. They just went to hell. What's the difference? I
think
You're still alive. That's what matters.
Definitely did that much better. Partially because the noise that happened when Louise used that spell was really cool.
Yeah, I think
they got isekai'd to the human world.
They sent a giant air fleet to the real world, and now Japan is fucked. I understand.
And now Sai has to go back and save them all.
I understand.
Familiar 02, baby.
Listen, he's got to go back home at some point.
You mean Night of the Twin Moons?
Here's what I will tell you guys, okay? Comparing to the anime from what I remember, at the end of season 1 of the anime from what I remember, he's flying in the sky, and then all of a sudden a portal to go back home appeared.
Okay, so that was one of the gripes that I had with the manga, because in the manga, he's just like, oh, I'll fly east, and there might be a solution there on how to get back. In the anime, they explicitly stated, oh, the airplane initially showed up on the day of a solar eclipse. And after the solar eclipse happened, the plane continued, the day that CS's grandfather got there or whatever, the plane continued to, fly around in the sky and eventually had to land, and, he had a life there. So their reasoning was that the solar eclipse, basically the act of the sun passing over the moon, would open a portal back to Saito's world. And I feel like the anime made Saito's willingness to sacrifice his going home much more impactful, because in the anime, he was on his way to do so. He was flying towards the sun at the exact time that the solar eclipse was supposed to happen. He was on his way there, and at like the last second when he looked down and saw that his friends were fighting, he was like, I can't leave them here. It wasn't a premeditated decision. It was something that he decided in the moment. And it ended up being this really big thing, because afterwards Luis is like, why did you come back? Why didn't you go? And he's like, I can't leave what I have here. I have to protect you.
Yep.
And I just feel like the anime did that in particular so much better, because it was able to emphasize the choice that Saito actually made and how drastic and important it was, because he was so close. He was so close to leaving that they could have, done what we talked about last week and just had him leave. And he didn't. And he chose to stay. And I think the fact that they focus so much on, in Volume 7, on him basically choosing to stay back, defeated the weight of that decision.
It's a whole thing of he wasn't even given the option with this, is what annoys me about it. It's not even just it's presented differently, where there's different circumstances of why he would be staying there. No. We have this whole thing where every twice ever he thinks about going back home, and it's usually just because he thinks Louise wants something to do with him or whatever. So it's those are the only times that happen. And then he has this whole thing where he's getting he got this plane, he's getting it ready. Louise is being would you really leave or whatever? Would you stay if I told you to? And things like that. And then he's not even given a choice for that. We just have a war happen. He beats the big bad. I shouldn't say he. I mean, he did his work against the Dragon Riders or whatever, but Louise pretty much defeated everything in the end. And then he didn't even get an option with that. There's no hint of any way for him to go home in the manga. He just says, I'll stay here forever, pretty much. Or we'll continue our days like this forever, something to that effect at the end. And it's I understand that very clearly they said you get 7 volumes and that's it. Good luck. But man, I feel if you're gonna have some kind of conclusion for your manga adaptation, even if it's short, I feel you have to have that kind of question about, do you want to go home now, or do you want to stay here for a while? And I feel it really did detract by just not even having that there. And I don't understand why we didn't have to have that there. I don't even think it would have taken that long. But instead we got a couple extra chapters in the volume towards the end of them doing Romeo and Juliet and stuff like that. And I'm like, why couldn't we spend those chapters doing that?
Oh, that's what you wanted, wasn't it? Romeo and
No,
Juliet?
I didn't want. I didn't want Sai to look like Kirito.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, that's what you wanted.
I'm sorry. It wasn't Romeo and Juliet. It was Romeo and Julieta, right? So get it right. Okay, we gotta.
Like Sai was
Yeah,
in like
that's what you
Kirito.
wanted.
Okay, that was taking me off personally.
So I had another question, and maybe Anne, you'll know the answer to this. Wards was flying a wind dragon, but we established before he's a Griffin Knight. He's the captain of the Griffin Knights, right? That means his familiar's a Griffin. Why is he riding a wind dragon?
I would assume it's because he was captain of the Griffin Knights under Tristane's rule. So now he's essentially like officially switched sides. So now he's riding an Albion dragon. That would be my assumption.
Does that just mean you can't use your old familiar? I don't know.
Well, would the old
He's
familiar
choosing
be
not
like
to.
loyal to the guard over the mage?
I feel like your familiar would be loyal to you. Because the whole point of the Griffin Knights, it sounded like, was that the Griffins were their familiars.
But the Griffin Knights were part of Tristane's army, not Albion's army.
Right, but that doesn't. I feel like they don't confiscate the Griffin from you.
Okay, number one, why not? But number two, also, did it
Because it'd be your familiar. It'd be your
did it
familiar.
outright state that the Griffin was his familiar, or was that something that we speculated on?
Well, because
when
I'm
he was
pretty sure it had
introduced?
said, and I don't have the exact quote, but I'm pretty sure when they explained that he was a member of the Griffin Knights, it said that they all have Griffins for familiars.
Okay.
You might have been bullshitting for all
I
we know,
might
to
be
honest.
remembering that wrong, but that was how I remembered it, and maybe I'm just misinterpreting that. But all I know
Well,
is we had
and-
him riding a Griffin before, and now he's riding a Wind Dragon at the end, and I was very confused at that.
It's
I
his thing,
haven't
though. It's, you know, you could
read
be
the
bullshitting
light
about
novels,
the
and I
Griffin.
don't think it was explained in the anime, as far as I remember. Because in the anime, he fucking dies. In that thing, everybody, that was another thing. Was the manga was like, oh, they just get teleported to like the Void Realm or whatever, but like they
Shadow
also
Realm.
magically live. In the anime, Louise,
just die.
and I think it was animated really well, but Louise just gets like this completely blank look on her face, chants a spell that we can't hear, and there's just like this massive light that fills the sky. And then, oops, they're all gone.
Killed everyone.
Killed
Rip.
everyone.
Rip. And the monk's just like, oh, I can't believe that Miracle Light showed up and nobody died. It's a miracle. It was, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the cope. That's the cope, actually.
I understand the spell in terms of like void magic, but I just, again, it is just that weirdness of them saying nobody died. I'm like, we weren't like confirmed that they all teleported somewhere specifically, I guess, because we just don't see them again after that. There's no like thing where they ended up arresting them. There's no like hint that they're still alive. The only real thing we have to go on is the fact that you see Prince Wales, the resurrected Prince Wales, in the like after chapters, or like the bonus memes, which from my understanding, based on the other stuff we heard in that chapter, because in that chapter, Henrietta finds out that Prince Wales is alive as like a resurrected thing, and they figure out that the reason he's still alive is not because of void magic specifically. It's because of a ring that Cromwell stole from water sprites. I forget what it was specifically called, but it was a specific ring whose ability was to bring somebody back, and they obey them. So it sounded like Cromwell didn't have void magic. He was just pretending with the ring to get respect from Reconquista, which I understand that, and it totally makes sense. But in my mind, I'm just thinking. Yep.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
I was looking at pictures of Kirke so that I could work on the Sims character,
Oh
and
my god.
it took me to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like Pokemon fandom wiki.
What are you doing? Trying to run a podcast here. What are you doing?
Okay, she doesn't
That's
answer my
topic.
question.
Okay. What was I saying? Okay, so my confusion with the fact that the ring brings him back. So the fact that Wales is still alive and moving tells me that the ring itself was not destroyed, right? So Cromwell can't be dead then, right? Or does that does that not matter about the ring existing? Because I know they beat Prince Wales, the resurrected one, by casting a spell that they just completely pull out of their ass. That they're just like, oh yeah, it just undoes that specific the magic of that ring itself. So it's like, okay, it's like a dispel thing that they just kind of discover
Dispel
at the
magic.
right move.
Okay, so you think that the book only showing spells when the ring is present is bad. In the anime, the book only shows spells when the book thinks that it's convenient.
Oh.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad. I just was confused at like why we had to be like, oh, you need the ring, you have to have the book, you have to be a special person with void magic. This is like a lot of rules for this thing that apparently nobody knew about. I don't know. Or maybe people did and they just lost over time.
I think it was lost over time because it was believed that Gundalf and Brimir and Brimir's like familiars, Brimir is like the ancient god.
Yep.
It was in these old texts that it took a lot to dig up. So I think it was just, and spoiler for season 4, which is the shit season, and I don't recommend watching it.
Based.
The gimmick is that void mages are only born when there is a like predetermined disaster that's going to happen. So
canon
my
events.
assumption, literally canon events. So my assumption would be that they haven't had a major like disaster that required a void mage since Brimir's time. So at that point, because there was nobody to carry on the tradition or the abilities to read the Founder's Prayer Book, it would then fade into legend. And now it's just like hundreds of years later or something that it's finally being brought up again because there's something that happens. How did we start this again?
Just talking about the ring that brought Prince Wales back and how in my mind, him still being alive in that extra chapter tells me that Cromwell and the ring probably are also alive somewhere. But that's pretty much the only way that I have to go on with that theory of the light at the end not killing them, based on them saying it didn't kill anybody. Maybe they said it in terms of like nobody else got killed aside from them. I'm not sure.
Was Cromwell on one of the ships that was caught in the blast? Do we know that for sure?
No, I thought he was away.
Yeah, I guess when I think about that, I don't, because he was on the first ship that did the thing. I thought, oh no, maybe he wasn't. Somebody was. It might have been Wards.
Seen him in Forkway, like somewhere far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I don't think that he was in that main battle, probably because he would have anticipated the fact that that group was going to die. So I don't remember where he was, but honestly, I don't remember Cromwell being in most of these chapters.
Damn.
I hate the guy.
Maybe I was getting.
I don't remember most of these chapters, so.
Based.
So,
I mean, I liked that we had that extra plot chapter to explain like that this ring to bring somebody back was how Prince Wales was there, and not like that the guy actually had void magic. He was just like a fraud about that. I like that little detail. It did feel weird that we had to add that as an afterword of something that is not getting a sequel or another continuation. Thought that was a bit weird, but I mean, it's a nice detail at least. Like, it sounded like from the afterword that the manga author was just excited to work on they called it the Henrietta arc, I guess, with that, where like the whole chapter is just about her being like, well, you guys are telling me he's a zombie, but I can't help it. I still love him. So if I see him, I'm probably going to go with him. And she pretty much would have 100% if Louise didn't like just dispel him. So, I mean, I don't know. I liked that chapter, and then the Romeo and Juliet chapter was like.
I want to mention this.
Yeah, what's up?
The online version, I didn't. There wasn't that chapter. I'm not sure why.
What? Which one?
The one you're talking about.
The Henrietta ones.
Yeah, and the Henrietta ones were like extras that were like. At the end of the volumes, so they probably weren't going to be on.
I saw the Romeo and Juliet one, but there was nothing after that. So
no, it was like in the volumes. It was before the Romeo and Juliet. So the way the volumes did it was it ended the manga, and then it did an afterword, and then it did the Henrietta arc, which was a few chapters, and then it did another afterword, and then it did the Romeo and Juliet thing. That was how it did in the single manga.
Yeah, you can see if you go to like chapter 32 or whatever, you can see like the chapters. So there's like extra 1, extra 2, extra 3,
I'll
and
only
then
see the
roll
one
it.
on my end. I'm not sure. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just, explaining what happened in that, which is just essentially that Henrietta met up with undead Prince Wales, who really tries to convince her to go to her side and help them with Reconquista or whatever. And she fully would have. She was like ready to give up her throne and everything. But Louise was like, "You're being crazy. I'm just gonna dispel him?" Question mark. So. And then they did, and she was like, "Okay, fine." And then she had a whole thing where
Man is dead?
yeah, she had a whole thing where she was talking to like his spirit or whatever for a second, and he was like, I think he specifically told her to please try to find love with somebody else. And at first she's like, "No, I can't ever." He's like, "Well, if you don't, I'm probably not gonna be rest peacefully." So she's like, "Okay, fine." I was like, "Okay, all right." So I mean, that was just like a little extra arc, I guess, because they wanted something more for Henrietta specifically. And I guess it does explain more about like what happened to Prince Wales, because we just kind of had that chapter where they brought back Prince Wales and then it didn't get brought up again ever. Well, it did once to like basically get Mr. Bowwood or whatever to like go along with the breaking of the treaty with Tristania or whatever, but that was pretty much it.
Well, and I think in the anime, Cromwell actually was there for that scene.
Yeah, I think he was there for that scene in the manga.
So
just to clarify, I think Cromwell might have been there to start, like, at least get Mr. Bowwood on their side with Prince Wales there with him. And then probably towards when they're doing the cannon salute, that might have been Ward's there. Or even if Cromwell's there, like we said before, it looked like there might have been some time skips in terms of when the battles happened.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
when Louise gets rid of the fleet, Cromwell might not have been there for like that part of it.
Oh, so. No, I was saying in the scene where Wales was essentially trying to kidnap Henrietta. In the anime, Cromwell was there because he was controlling Wales. I forgot if it was either to like kidnap and then assassinate Henrietta, or if he was trying to get Henrietta on Albion's side regarding the Holy War.
I see. Well, in this, Cromwell was not there, but it definitely seemed like they were trying to go the route of get her on Reconquista's side.
Yeah.
Through like lover, which is basically what Ward's was trying to do with Louise, get her on his side, because he didn't just want to marry her for like some marriage title thing. He was trying to, it was literally part of his plan to win her heart over so that he could manipulate her magic ability, was like a part of his plan. So it wasn't like he was trying to just quickly get gotcha, we're married now, I get your titles or whatever. It was like he was trying to convince her as well. So it seems to be a running theme with the Reconquista being like, yeah, we got to convince these mage noble women to like marry us and use their magic. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So I'm trying to compose my thoughts about like overall with the manga. With this,
Can I mention one thing though?
Yeah. What do you got?
All right, so because of that, I was like confused. Like, wait a minute, how is void magic explosion and also resurrection? Is it just like everything else besides the other four?
Yeah, and that's where again we bring up. Yeah, that's where it gets explained with like it wasn't actually void magic that did that. It was the ring. Although I wouldn't be surprised if void magic pulled that bullshit somehow too. But maybe
just everything else, yeah.
Like, I don't know, because it could be, because I'm trying to think with void magic, maybe some, I mean, this might all be stuff that's explored more in the light novel because it has more time, but they have the concept of people who can use, more than one type of magic are considered different types of mages because they have more abilities to do certain things, right? If you have access to, whatever types, if you're like a triangle mage, you can do a lot more than if you're a line mage and stuff like that. And so I imagine if you have access to void magic and you can get access to the other magics, then you'd be like, what is it, a pentagram mage or whatever? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
pentagram mage.
Yeah, so it's maybe it's something to where like if you attain that kind of status, there's things like resurrection that you can do and stuff like that. I don't know, but I feel like that'd be cool, but it seems like
that's void and water.
Yeah, maybe
the way I understood it, or the way that I interpreted it, is that void is more control of like the matter energy dichotomy in like physics and stuff, and I would dread like the summertime rendering moment where the author decides to try and describe scientifically how void magic works.
no.
But like if you think about it, the dispel magic is to get rid of magic, the resurrection is to reinstill energy into a body. That's why Cromwell would have needed the body to do it, and explosion would be a serious destruction of matter. So in my head, and then obviously like regardless of if it was like just getting rid of the ship entirely or like transporting no longer exists, or if it was like destroying its material or whatever, like that would have been a manipulation of physical matter, probably either turning it into energy or just dispelling its existence entirely.
Right. There's a lot going on, but we do not have a lot of time to get into anything about it with the manga, because they said you get 7 volumes and that's it.
Fucking Saito's goggles disappeared. I don't know when he lost them, but I noticed that when he first went into the plane, he had gloves and goggles on, and then later his goggles are just gone. He still has the gloves though, but the goggles are just not there anymore.
That's what matters.
It's the same mystery as Ward's like missing mustache and stuff, where they got lazy and they just started drawing like a couple of lines.
And Saito bursting in through the glass at the top of the chapel.
Oh God!
Or whatever. Listen, we gotta start the Cinema Sins tracker for Familiar of Zero.
Magic, isn't it?
Where's the Cinema Sins tracker? You know. So I also why did we bring up the whole Saito can see things that Luis sees with his eye ability, and then it never mattered again?
That wasn't in the anime either, because the anime was smart and decided that it wasn't necessary.
It was literally its only purpose was to tell him where Louise was for that one chapter, and then it never mattered.
It's so that he could come out through the window. Okay, that's why. Very integral part of the story.
We had like that. We had and we had the fact that Derflinger can like absorb magic, which again only mattered for the one fight.
I mentioned how Saito says he relies on Derflinger when he uses him like 2-3 times total.
I will say at the very least, like all the other arcs was like Saito having to come in and save the day, whereas with this one it was Louise basically had to save the day with her void magic. But
that she just has.
It kind of I'm kind of conflicted on, because on the one hand it's like, oh wow, that you actually fully understand yourself now. You weren't a zero after all. You just had you just needed access to an element that requires like 3 certain requirements that are very specific and nobody in this world knows about anymore. And then you were able to do your thing. So on the one hand, I'm happy for that. On the other hand, I'm like, okay, so we just one-shotted an entire fleet like it was nothing on like the first try. I feel like as soon as we opened that up, there was like no stakes. And I don't know about you guys, I'm like not worried at all about the fact that Saito is like in a fighter plane fighting these dragons. I'm like, Ward's showing up throwing air spears. I have like no worries about this at all. It doesn't feel like this is a real fight. It didn't feel like a real fight happened. It felt like they flew around each other and then Louise zapped him away.
So that was.
I'd say Ward's doing pretty good for having one hand and trying to cast a spell at the same time.
That was another thing that was mentioned in maybe one speech bubble in the manga, but was really important in the anime. I believe in the manga what Saito says is something along the lines of, it's my job to protect her while she's casting spells. In the anime, it was very heavily emphasized that the spells that Louise chants are much, much longer than the spells that a lot of the other mages chant. It's why she has the prayer book. It's why she has like these specific spells in it. If you notice that like a lot of times they're able to just say, like Kirke is able to just say like Ignis or Fireball or whatever and shoots it. Louise had an entire splash page for like half of the spell that she ended up using. Yep. So in the anime, it specifically outlined that not only do void mages become extremely vulnerable because they're so focused on casting spells, but it takes a long time for her to charge up that energy and then chant the spell. So the risk for Gundalf is that you're protecting your master as she's in this vulnerable state chanting this really powerful spell, and you basically have to fight off anything that puts her at danger so that she can hopefully be the one to save everybody, right? Well, like, I think that had that been a little more focused on, or there had been more panels outlining the fact that Louise like wasn't aware of her environment, that was a big thing in the anime, is the fact that she became like totally deadpan. If you remember in the scene with the wedding where she like wouldn't talk to whales, or wouldn't talk to wards, or was just like completely lost in her head, that was how she behaved when chanting that spell, standing on the back of a fucking fighter jet, just like holding her wand out, completely blank faced as Saito is trying to like navigate this battle with the dragons. So I agree that the manga did not do that scene the same justice that it deserves. I also think that because of the length of the manga, it severely impeded the ability to actually understand the scope of the risks that both of them were taking on in that situation.
Here's what I kind of got out of that. I got that the notes that they received for how they're supposed to handle Volume 7 was, this is the last volume you can do, and it has to end with Saito and Louise in a plane, and Louise has to discover she has void magic. They gave the artist those notes and said good luck, probably, because there was not much else in terms of like what was going on with that. And it was like, we saved the day, and I just kind of stayed here forever with these guys, and this is just my life now.
This is it. That's it.
This is just my life now. Those you want to check out my adventures, go watch the anime and read the light novels, and
do both.
We got 4 seasons of the anime, and that first season will not line up with this manga, so good luck. I don't know. I did want to also mention, because you mentioned how when she casts her spells, they're supposed to be like really, really long. I remembered weirdly, the beginning of the manga, when Louise is casting spells, they put like actual runes in the middle of bubbles and everything, along with it. And I thought that like made it look kind of cool. And then for this like final spell that she does, they just wrote gibberish, and there was none of these runes with it in the official like volume. And I thought that was weird, how like for the climactic finish, they didn't bring that back. There's only been like 3 times that you see her cast like a spell where she's speaking the spell and stuff, I think. So I thought that was weird for the finale one, where they're just like, just smash your hand on the keyboard, see what happens. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like,
if I had done it, it would have been better. Songs.
Based.
Based.
I don't know. I feel like if we are going to go for like a manga like specific ending for like a conclusion of some sort, there's a lot of other routes we could have gone through. We didn't even necessarily have to remove the plane for the end, but my whole thing with the plane is that it kind of deflated a lot from the final fight, especially in the manga form, because it's not like moving. And
there was an entire fucking point in the anime where there was serious danger because Saito ran out of bullets.
Yep.
Like, that would have added even a little bit more risk in this situation, is if he no longer had the ability to defend with the plane. I'm also pretty sure that in that scene, because of that, he does use Derflinger to be able to catch some magic, because he's now completely exposed. Luis is completely exposed, and he's fucking like driving this airplane with one hand while like blocking magic with the other hand. God, this entire scene was so good in the anime. I have my complaints about Saito's voice actor, the dub voice actor. Okay, he could have been a little more passionate about it, but like, it was so good. And the manga like fucked it up.
Damn.
The manga had the anime to go based off of too. I think one of the notes at the end said that they were on season 3 of the anime. Bro could have just like traced some of the anime scenes and it would have looked 10 times better, even if it had been traced from the anime.
I'm trying to. I think when they had said that the season 3 was airing, that was in the bonus chapters. I don't think were published until after the manga's original run was done. So I think that was why they had mentioned that. But I don't know where the season 1 anime was at when this was airing, because it probably would have ended by the time the manga, like before the manga ended. So I don't know. But then again, they probably already had the manuscripts for it already set up way ahead of time. So, yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, and I understand that they only had 7 volumes to work with, and like I said, they were probably given the source material and like a list of rules for what they had to accomplish with the adaptation, so they did what they could with it. I don't necessarily blame the artists for it, but I just think it's a little disappointing with whoever made the decisions for the plot elements to happen for the conclusion, where it's like, I understand you wanted to have a nice conclusion where they beat the big bad, Louise discovers she has void magic, and Saito gets a plane or whatever, and Saito says he's going to stay there forever. But at the very least, again, like I said before, you have to have the scene where he has the option to go back home and he decides to stay. Otherwise, the fact that he says, I stay here forever, means nothing, because it just sounds like you're trapped there, so you have no choice on it. So, I don't know.
Oh, I'm stuck here.
So...
Whoops.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of other, kind of things that were brought up throughout this series at various points that just aren't going to get addressed because of the fact that it has to end at Volume 7. We don't have enough time for everything, and I understand that, and that's the nature of doing a manga adaptation of a light novel and, not directly adapting it the way they would, because you want to, basically, again, this is just my theory, basically advertise the anime that is currently airing at the same time. That's all fine, I guess. I understand the circumstances with it. It's just kind of disappointing as an experience years later when you're trying to get into it, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know.
It was okay.
How does everybody else feel about this? Ari, how do you feel about this? Now that we've reminded you guys about the events that have happened.
Ari. Oh. They're on time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was a thing.
What was the thing?
The whole series.
Yeah? What happened in Volume 7?
Saito did not go home.
Based.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, are we still I don't know. It was a series. It was not. I will say this: it was not the most generic thing I've ever watched. But I do hope you, Andy, realize that the parts that you like about it are in a lot of other better done anime. Because it seems like the main parts that you like are the more detail put into the magic system and such, the world building around it. But we're gonna find you some better anime.
No.
They've already been found. ReZero, Reincarnate as a Slime. There's a whole bunch of isekai with world building, and even harems. We got tons of isekai with those.
I think the other thing with Familiar of Zero for me is that it falls into that category of stuff that talks about the fifth element null. The Familiar of Zero obviously focuses on this void element or this fifth element, often sometimes called aether as well, which is also the element that is extremely prevalent in my favorite video game series, The Room. It's a motif that I really enjoy consuming. Yes. They both center around the fact that it's this fifth lost element that is really hard to control. In The Room, it leans more into the eldritch, otherworldly, Lovecraftian horror stuff. In Familiar of Zero, it's more seen as this all powerful manipulation of all of the elements combined. I think that is a really cool technique. It does play a little into the chosen one trope. But in situations where the person obviously has a lot of struggle with that power, I think that it can be done really interestingly. Also, if the person goes insane, in The Room.
Again, I think we'll find you some anime that has that.
That's also an isekai that is also in harem?
Well, so I do know that there's...
Now you're being unreasonable.
There is tons of anime where, they have some kind of, extra element that people don't really have access to, but it's not necessarily, null or whatever, that kind of concept. In some of them, it could be, most of them are things like, my ability that everybody thought was shit actually makes me overpowered because I'm from another world and have this extra knowledge that they don't know. Things like that. Where it's this person's like, oh, I have access to barrier magic. People only think that's for like temporary defense, but I'm really good at it, so I know how to use it for other things and things like that. Where like there's
Like use it to make voice box or some shit. I don't fucking know, maybe.
yeah, and like we have these where like people have a lot of things where they're like using elements where people look down on them for this thing, and then it turns out that that ability actually is a big important thing, and just nobody like understands it. And there are a bunch where like people think, oh, this person has access to no magic, and it's actually they have access to a lot of magic, but like they just can't, their measurement systems have no way to measure it properly, and nobody's able to train them properly to use it and stuff like that. There's been a few about that, and I'm sure some of them have had harems as well, and most of them are isekai. But the point here is like a lot of them might not be as in depth with like in terms of, you know, the specific like the political kind of betrayal and stuff like that they have going on as well, because sometimes they're less focused on that. They'll like have it be a thing to guide like where they go next at times, but in some cases if it's also a harem, they're not really focusing on the politics. So it can kind of depend. But then again,
They're focusing on the politics, all right.
you know, I mean, but like with the manga, it's like, okay, we have the harem group. The manga feels not much like a harem with many of the arcs, because you're just focusing on the politics and the harem people are just kind of there. And then occasionally you get like 1 or 2 chapters where the harem is hitting on Saito. Louise finds out and a miscommunication happens and he gets fired for like 2 chapters and shit like that. And it's like, there's entire arcs for each of these characters in the anime, and I'm sure the light novel goes even more in depth with like Kirke and like Tabitha and Mon and stuff like that. None of these are things in the manga, other than Kirke calling Saito darling every now and then taking him on the treasure hunt.
I think in the anime, Tabitha gets the arc that goes over her backstory. Siesta's arc mostly is contained in the visit to Toad.
Yeah, she did get that in the manga. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And also her relationship after Louise and Saito move onto the Valier estate in like season 4. Kirke doesn't get an arc. Kirke goes missing. Kirke is missing for I think like all of season 3, and then she comes back dating Mr. Colbert.
Whoops.
What?
Yes, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. What? The end of the anime, if you look at the theme for Familiar of Zero F, you'll notice that she's hanging off of his arm. That is a major plot point, is the fact that they're dating at the end of the anime.
I have so many questions. One, what the fuck? Call the police.
So
2,
all of the men in this series are pedophiles.
Listen, probably.
Surprisingly not
outright pedophiles.
Why? So
principal isn't, but I don't think that's better.
Well, he was sexually harassing his secretary he just hired, and I don't know. But what I do know, I'm just like, he's the flame serpent, right? So I understand why. Like, I understand in a way them being like, oh, they both are fire mages. He is old
enough to have been a soldier at the time that Agnes, who is Kirke's age, was a child.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have a few questions. 1, where are the police? 2, how does that happen? 3, why does that happen? But I don't actually need the answers.
Yeah, I don't want the answers.
Also, actually, I did think that it was really sweet that Fouquet in these like last chapters kind of switched sides. She was like I think that she's definitely portrayed as a villain at the beginning, obviously, but then it showed like she's not like bad. She was doing what was kind of beneficial to her in the moment. And now that she's seeing like the ramifications of the fact that like she's basically witnessing an entire country being or trying to be wiped off the face of the earth, she's like, this is not what I wanted, and I need to help these people get out.
I understand it, like she's helping them. I was kind of like, I was both like, I was like, oh, okay, gets like a nice scene like that, but also I'm like, oh, I kind of wish she had fully committed to being evil in certain ways, because I look at the series and I'm like, literally all the bad guys are just really cartoonishly evil men. And I'm like, and half of them are pedophiles.
We didn't meet, God, we didn't meet any of the other fucking characters. We didn't meet any of the other bad guys.
I know, yeah.
Because there's one of the other Void familiars is a girl, and she's like really good at what she does. I mean, obviously she's being controlled by a bad guy because she's one of the Void familiars, but like she in and of herself is a villain and like does a lot of villainous things. And we don't get to meet her now. She was like a major player in the rest of the anime.
Well, here she didn't happen. Didn't happen. Screams internally as a Zero Familiar
Literally.
fan.
I scream externally.
True. True. All right. Turando, what are your general thoughts about this volume?
Volume? I actually liked it. I always like everything I read. So like every single like manga is always fun to read for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed the whole series as a whole.
Okay.
And probably share it with someone really quickly because it's like it's not super long. So it's
What was probably like
cool,
your
yeah.
what was like your favorite part of the series?
I don't know. I like the romance scenes. It's just like it's really hard not
Okay.
to like anything anime. So
I
it's
did
all
think
pretty cool.
I did think some of the like the actual intimate romance, not necessarily all the harem romance scenes or whatever, but like the actual scenes between like Saito and Louise, where that Louise stops, like realizes that she has to be real or whatever. Like, I mean, that's the kind of reason why the tsundere kind of archetype works a lot, where it's like when they finally do be real with their emotions or whatever, it's like really impactful because you're like, they're never like this, and now that they're opening up, it hits you a lot more, hits you a lot more. So I do like those kind of scenes. I like, I'm basic. When the tsundere admits that they like somebody, okay, it comes off nice. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. It's definitely much more relaxing than the other things I was reading. They just get too complicated, and manga is just really easy to follow.
Yeah, especially with this where it's all roads lead to, all right, we just erased the villain.
Whoops.
We did it. We did it.
We did it, guys.
I cut off Ward's arm. Oh, he's just gonna teleport away. Okay, all right, that's resolved.
I think it works.
Yeah,
I like
so.
I mean, I think the anime is better, but I like.
There's a lot of stuff I can criticize this manga for, but again, I will say, at least on my end, I do still enjoy when the artist is having fun with the characters with the like slice of life stuff. In terms of like they're really good with the fun comedy art with them, and the emotional like romantic scenes with them I thought were really nice and well done as well. They did have a weakness at the time in terms of action drawing, but this was also their very first published manga series ever, so I can't exactly blame them for it. So, and I'd imagine it's probably hard to do that stuff your first time when it's like fantasy magic fighting as well and have it look well. So, I don't like look at those kind of scenes and be like, wow, does this person know like how to draw it? Like, I just look at it like, okay, so this is clearly their first attempt doing it, and they were given a big IP to do it with, so a lot of pressure. And then they were basically given the rules of like, okay, you gotta do this in 7 volumes. Good luck. It's like, well, fuck. I don't know how to deal with that. What the fuck?
Well, shit.
I will say as well, the last 2 volumes, 7 and 6, they felt like they were both cut in half, and that they were actually, this was supposed to be actually 6 volumes. And I'm only really saying that because,
Bonus shit.
yeah, the bonus shit
The
takes up
sheer amount.
half of the volumes. And I'm like, did they tell them at some point it was like going to be 6 volumes, and then somebody said, okay, let's just split 1 volume into 2 other volumes so we could sell 7 of them? I don't understand what the decision was with that.
Yes, number.
Yeah.
Because like it literally took up half. And I don't know. Maybe it was something like they had the extra chapters planned, and they were like, well, we can't release one extra volume. People might not buy that. So we'll just cut one volume in half, put some of them in that, and then put another volume in half and put some of them in that. I don't know. So I thought that was weird, and that there was some kind of decision behind that, because it clearly felt like this is actually just 6 volumes, and then the last one was split into 2 for some reason. So I don't know. But overall, there is one thing I did want to mention about Volume 7. The image that I have right now for the thumbnail, I believe this was the only cover that had Saito on it as well. I think all the other ones was just Louise. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure Louise was the only one on all the others.
I believe so.
I thought that was like an interesting thing for like the last volume, where you have them both together, with the one that ends with them kissing outside of like the ritual towards the beginning of the series and all that. So I thought that was like a nice little touch for the final volume to have both of them on the cover when it was all Louise beforehand. So I thought that was a little nice. Giving it props for things that I can find. I'm trying. All right, so Shadow, do you have any extra thoughts you want to throw in?
I guess I mentioned this. Had I not known that the Volume 7 was the last one, I would have been a lot less worried throughout. Because I'm like, where's this going? How's this going to end? I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that they kept opening up, and then they're like, just forget about that. Just forget about that.
Yeah, if I didn't know 7 months, I probably would enjoy it a lot more. I mean, I enjoyed it. It just, at the end, it just got kind of...
It's just like,
apart
we're just
for
like
me a bit.
building up more and more of the global politics, more of the politics, more of the politics. And it's like, but where's the harem? What?
I
What
mean,
do we give?
Are you guys gonna watch the anime?
I already watched the first season. I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch the other ones, but if you're asking in terms of like spoilers, I wouldn't care.
Okay. My favorite scene in the entire anime, all
Alrighty,
4
here we go.
seasons, happens at the end of Night of the Twin Moons.
Okay.
It is a extremely pivotal moment in the politics between the big countries, because Saito is about to go to war to like a 70,000 person army, and
Base.
as
Louise
you do.
can't convince him not to go. So
Base.
Just like
They
I've got
whales.
a better question. How is there a 70,000 person army in this kind of medieval world?
Well, Albion,
I-
the Albion rebels were 50,000, so.
How? Where? Is
They're
that men, women,
in the
and
sky.
Very
They're rebelling in the sky. All right.
Is that including the dragons and the chihuahuas? Like, how
Yes.
many people?
And everybody and their familiars, okay? So it's a lot.
Oh, so that like doubles it.
In
Hold
a
on.
global war, you can have like 1 million people even in the medieval era. Like you'd have like 1.5 million, but like those
Damn.
those were like
Pin-
huge wars.
Pin in what I was about to say. Hold on. I actually really
Oh,
liked
Lord.
it in the ending chapters where Henrietta actually used her magic. That never happens in the anime. Thought that was really cool. Okay.
Oh,
So
what? God damn it.
yeah. So at the end of season 2, Saito, they're going to fight like the 70 or 80. It's a really big army of Albion, right? And Louise
people.
can't convince Saito not to go. So they, as you know, a last hurrah, they make their wedding vows over these 2 flowers. And the flowers basically indicate to like the other person the status of whether that person is alive or not. Well, when they're making their vows and they're making their toast, Saito drugs Louise so that she faints so he can go to the war that she won't let him go to, because she knows that he's
Base.
gonna fucking die, right? So
Rip.
there's this fucking devastating scene. Saito, being Gundalf and like this absolutely insane swordsmaster, has like decimated this army, right? But he's sustained serious injuries. So he's like laying on the battlefield, dying, reminiscing on the fact that like he wasn't able to have like a full life with Louise, because I think at this point he's like 17 or 18, like he's young. And he was also, you know, convinced that he was this like great person, and now he's fucking dying on a battlefield without any of his friends, without Louise, because he convinced him he went by himself essentially. And Louise is at the dorms fucking sobbing because the flower in her jar has died because Saito's fucking kicked it out in Albion and
Rip.
she's like losing her shit. Like you thought Louise cried at like, oh wow, she has like little tears. She's bawling at the end of season 2.
Baller.
Like fucking like devastated. And then Tiffanya brings him back to life and then we get the elves.
Okay. Wow.
Based?
Listen, it was a really impactful scene, and I cried. Okay, I was like,
I
12.
can understand.
I was really sad.
I can understand.
That
Don't
is my favorite scene in the anime, because it is the one time that Louise, I feel like, actually cries over their relationship. My least favorite scene in the anime is in
go.
season 4.
We're getting good now.
I don't like this laughing. I don't like you becoming the Joker over the familiar
This is
Zero.
the most genuine laugh I've ever heard.
So, sometime between season 3 and season 4, Louise and Saito, as like married adults, are given like a winery estate, like a vineyard estate. I don't remember where, but basically they're given this estate to live in. And apparently, one of the windows in the estate serves as a portal to Princess Henrietta's castle. So
It just happens.
you know, when they want to have those nice, sexy harem scenes with Saito, he just goes into the basement and like a naked Henrietta shows up in his fucking house.
What?
That was a genuine scene in season 4. Season 4 was also where
This is what we get when we get eroge writers that end up stumbling into a very popular isekai series.
So that was also the season where it was introduced, like, oh, actually, like, plot twist, there are other void mages, and they're all supposed to, like, take down this thing. Season 4 was fucking whack, okay? Just don't watch season 4. End at Rondo of Princesses. You'll be
Okay. All right, Base. Thanks for the advice.
Thanks.
All right, so anybody have any final things they want to say about Volume 7 or the series in general before we start the quiz?
No.
I just want to very quickly thank the people who brought us the series real quick. Shout out, of course, to the writer, Noboru Yamaguchi, the artist, Nana Mochizuki, character designer, Eiji Usatsuka, who's like the original character designer from the light novel, I think. 7 Seas for licensing it, Anastasia Moreno for translating it, and Alice Baker for being the letter of it. Thank you for all the work you did to provide us with this series here in English. Oh my god.
English.
I didn't realize that I translated that.
Yeah, that was you. That was you.
That was me.
You
That's
did.
you.
I mean, you just did it and you didn't realize it because you're just that much of a fan. You
I
thought you were
didn't
doing
I
like
know
a.
you learned. Yeah.
You thought it was like a.
haven't.
See, the reason why this has had an original ending is because you were just writing some random fanfic at one point. You just forgot about it, and it ended up being adapted. But normally I would say that, but I feel like if you did, it probably would have had a better ending. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
the problem.
appreciate that.
So, all right. So thank you so much to all of those people for giving us the Zero's Familiar manga adaptation. All 7 volumes. Amazing. Now, it's time for the bonus meme quiz show. Oh my god. I'm going to hit the thing. We got the quiz there on it. Amazing. Now, here's how it's going to work. Anne can still play, but Anne will not win the prize. I'm debating whether I should reveal the prize now or talking about it after. I think I'll just talk about it after. I have a prize in mind, and we'll go with it. So, here's how it normally works with this. I am going to be asking questions, and each of you will DM me on Discord your answers. We will lock them in, and then we will go from there. So, depending on how specific you are with certain things, I might grant more points. It depends on the kind of question it is. Don't expect if you write an essay, that means you're going to get an extra point. It depends on the question. If you're trying to get super specific with things, like for something like I asked, like, what's this person's name or whatever, and you're trying to write like a million other things about their life, you're probably only going to get the points for the name. So just keeping that in mind, just clarifying for people.
I thought you just lose points for writing an essay that will force to read.
So if you piss me off, you might lose points. That is true. So don't try not to do that. But all right. So I have the score tracker here on my end. You won't see it on stream. I will reveal the scores at the end. Let's get this series of quiz for Zero's Familiar started. Is everybody ready? You all studied, of course, right?
Mhm.
All right, let's start with an easy one. Let's start with an easy one. If you don't know this, you probably weren't reading kind of question. What are the 5 elements?
Sorry.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry.
Can I
I'm not
phone a
sorry for
friend?
anything.
Can you phone a friend? What?
You know what, Ari? I'll give you the answers. And then
No,
you
stop! By the way, any copies of these series that you guys have, you gotta put them away. Any AniList pages you over, you gotta close that shit. I don't want to see them.
I got nothing. All I have
thought
is
you
my
were gonna
little
be me.
acai blueberry chocolates.
Blueberry chocolates. Oh my god. I can be
Am I
bribed
answering
with
wrong?
snacks if they're sent my way. I will say.
I say it's quite a
All my
farce, Jeff.
answers are just gonna be a picture of Leroy. I hope that is acceptable.
In some cases,
Oh,
it
yeah.
may work. You know, it depends.
Leroy,
Guys, I
can you
found
please
another
answer
Neko
for me?
art gift that I like.
He's
Okay.
sitting in my lap, so.
Okay, we're waiting for an
Please.
answer from you,
Answer.
Ari.
Oh.
Ari.
Yeah.
Leroy, please.
Yeah, because you guys can
Please
just send them
answer.
whenever. Please, Leroy. Please, Leroy. Okay, so the correct. All right, everybody's locked in. Everybody's all set. Okay.
I think so.
The correct answer was fire, water, earth, wind, and void.
Woo.
So, Anne got it correct. Oh well, you wrote air instead of wind, but I mean it's the same thing, so it works. Turando said void, fire, wind, water, and metal. Sorry, it was earth. I don't think I can accept metal. It's a little different. But I will give you like half a point because you got like 4 of them. Actually, no.
This is
I,
the same,
I don't know
this
if
is the
hold
same
on, wait.
man that's like, oh no, you can't rank anything by like
Give-
half
give
points.
a-
Get that half
give a
point shit
point-
out of here.
Well, I wouldn't be
Give a
actually
point
writing half a
per.
point. I'd be doing like 1 point for him and 2 points for everybody else.
Give a point per.
Actually, I
So
don't even.
I got
No.
4 out of
I'm
5
sorry.
on
I don't know if I should because this is like basic. I don't know. This is basic. Okay,
Wait,
hold
so
on.
am I the only one that didn't get the point, or like?
No, Ari got it
am
wrong.
I the only one that got it
No,
wrong?
I got it right. Fuck you.
Okay.
I just assuming you got it wrong. I didn't even get to you.
Wow.
Shadow got it right and Ari got it right. So
I was sitting here trying to figure out if it was ice instead of water because we didn't really see much water used because I was
Yeah,
the way
I
I
used the
was
Kill
like,
Cyto once.
yeah.
Which one?
Water was like only really a thing that they mentioned like, oh, this is a water potion or like this ring was made by water sprites and stuff like that. So
that's what I thought because I was trying to think back of like the fight, like
yeah.
all of that. So.
Yeah, imagine.
All right.
Thinking about the
I
fight.
just
Fights.
remember the
You know,
transmutation.
harem anime.
I thought it was like.
Okay.
I always I thought metal because of the transmutation from like earth to gold, but I forgot it was like earth. So interesting.
I'm gonna for this one specifically because it's like the elements. I'm gonna give you 0 for that, and everybody else a 1. So we'll go with that. So, all right, moving on. I don't want to be stopping for every question for a while because we got a lot of them that I wrote. I have a lot of
Oh,
questions
no.
here.
Oh no.
Leroy, please help me.
Right.
Next, who can use magic? Okay, everybody got this right. It was nobles. Congratulations. Everybody's getting a point. Holy shit. Can you believe it? Christmas. Just a week away.
It's
It got here so fast. And 1.
Wow.
Okay.
It's not even.
All right. Now
Oh boy.
let's get a little trickier. What is Montmorency's element? And what's her familiar? So you can get a point for each of those you get right. Yeah, you don't have to get the name. I think somebody wrote forgot the name, but you don't have to write the name. Just what is it? I think I tried seeing if they mentioned the name for this, and I don't know if they did. At least not in the manga. I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell you its name in the anime, so it just wasn't important.
And if you don't know it, you can say you don't know it or send some dumb meme. I don't know.
Okay.
Just something to let me know that you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so
About that.
the correct answer was water is her element, and her familiar was a frog.
Oh my god, I was guessing.
So
I
you
said, like,
you wrote
my-
water? I don't fucking know. Some frog? Leroy? I do not think Leroy was summoned to this world. Might have to deduct points.
Not
I don't
yet.
know.
That's season 5.
But you did get it. So congrats. Shadow said, I forgore. Turando said, water, frog, forgot the name of the frog. You got it. We'll give you the points.
Did
And
the frog have a name?
again,
Robin.
oh, you looked it up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember looking up everything on fandom before we started. So
I see.
it's
Yeah,
self-study.
I don't remember if this was the name of it was mentioned in the manga. If it was, I couldn't find it or I didn't notice it when I was going through it. So all I know is she had a frog. It was like the first familiar that we saw before Saito was summoned, I think, was the frog. So, and Anne said water and her familiar is a toad. Is there a difference between a frog and a toad? Should I deduct points?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Yeah, you should.
not
Yeah, just give it. It's close enough.
No, it's close enough. You all get 2 points for that, right? Nobody got that wrong, so. Oh no, I'm sorry. Shadow for gore, so Shadow gets no points.
Oh,
But
you know what?
for
I know that
gore
it
is an
doesn't-
anagram of frog, so
you know,
Pretty close.
you know why I forgot it? It's because based on the manga, in the anime, she goes, "Ew, a toad!" when she summons her familiar.
Based. I gotta put something to tell me I already used these questions so I don't ask them again. Okay. Here's another one. You ready? See who's been paying attention. What is Saito's last name?
Oh. I sure like spelling. Oh no.
Spelling may or may not be important depending on how close you get, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lock that in.
I was gonna put pasta sauce, but decided against it.
Don't be last counting block playing with pasta power.
All right.
That's Mario.
The answer was Hiraga.
Oh, one pasta sauce.
Hiraga. So here's what we got for answers. Hiraga
Ragu.
Anne got it right. Other people spelled it slightly wrong. Turando wrote Higaru. Adi wrote Hiragi. And Shadow wrote Hiraga. So Shadow and Anne got it actually correct. I will give those 2 points and the others 1 point. Is how I'll handle
yay, pity points, woo!
that.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Okay, and then you get 1, and you get 1. Okay, cool. Amazing. So, now. What type of mage can turn rocks into gold?
Oh.
Oh no.
Do dot mages exist? That's actually interesting.
I'm assuming if you only had access to one element, you'd just be considered a mage, but I don't know. I don't know if they would call
No,
them
they
like
are called dot mages.
Oh, okay.
They are called dot mages.
So what's Louise then?
I think she's trying.
Louise?
Okay.
But like,
I-
yeah, 3.
Okay, well that's all separate. Let me just go through these answers, okay? So,
Oh wait, fuck.
if you need to make corrections, make them now before they're locked in.
Okay, thank you.
If I change my answer, I'm gonna get it wrong. If I don't change my answer, I'm gonna get it wrong.
Are you
So
doubting
I
yourself?
will
Are you
just-
doubting yourself?
Exactly.
If you wanna be-
so.
If you want to be correct, you can just put pentagram, and then you just automatically get it.
Well-
Logically speaking, you're not wrong.
Well, no one was smart enough to do that, so I'm gonna go with the answer I wrote. So, What type of mage can turn rocks into gold? The answer was a square mage.
Fuck.
A
Damn, I
square
wasn't-
mage.
Damn.
Turando got it correct. Ari wrote triangle. Shadow wrote triangle. Well, first he wrote circle. I don't know what a circle mage is supposed to be.
That was like,
An all-rounder, you know.
That's a great answer.
And then
Zero. That's
Anne
zero,
wrote
mate.
earth triangle. So
it's all
not
6 of them.
quite.
You didn't know, Chip?
Yeah.
Copper, I believe, yeah.
So we give points to who did I say got it? Turando
Turando.
and just Turando. So Turando got it right. Nobody else got
Wait,
square.
no, I got it wrong.
Yeah, Anne wrote earth triangle. So no. It does involve earth,
It was copper.
but yeah, if you were a triangle mage, they can make brass because that was what the teacher was and that was what she made.
Oh.
Okay.
See, I thought
I
the teacher was a blind mage, and it needed to be a
I
triangle.
remember the teacher. It was. I remember the teacher being a triangle mage. Was
Yep.
what I was remembering.
Yeah.
That's what I remember too.
Okay, now.
Get to the real questions.
Oh, I got questions for days. What is the name of Kirke's familiar? What is it? So these are you get a point for each of those if you get them right.
Yeah.
All right, are
Did
we
she ever
locked?
use it? Hold on, I'm like thinking now.
Okay, are we locked in? Is anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, are we locked in? All right, okay, cool. All right. The name of Kirke's familiar was Flame, and it was a salamander.
How fucking unoriginal.
So
Oh my
here's what
God.
we have. Shadow wrote fire salamander. Okay, so we got
This is
the
so-
animal types. You get 1 point. You didn't get the name, so you just get the 1 point, right? So you get that. Turando said fire salamander, name unknown. You were correct about the salamander, so you get a point.
It's not named
Anne-
unknown. That's Pokemon.
It is true. Anne said, name is Flame. It's a salamander, question mark. Possibly a fire salamander specifically. Yes.
Wow.
You got 2 points.
I
And
Teacher's
couldn't remember if it was like salamander or fire salamander.
I would
What's
give
the
it
fucking
points either way.
difference?
I don't know. I think they did
very
specifically say it's a fire salamander or something, but I didn't care to
So
say you had to
close,
do
dude.
that for that point. So, okay.
Wait, did
and
she ever even use it? I'm like trying to think here.
she
right?
like showed
Did
it.
they introduce
She like showed
Yeah.
it off like once. I think.
It's like
I think.
a pet at this
Yeah,
point.
it was like a joke. She showed
And-
it off and was like, "I hope my familiar and yours get along," because she was like also hitting on him at the same time. So,
yeah,
and
Flame was actually relevant in the anime a lot more.
Okay, good.
and Ari wrote salamander.
Yeah, Flame
I don't
kidnapped
fucking.
Saito.
Ari wrote salamander. I don't fucking know the name. Sally? Susie? No, it was not those names, but it was a salamander. So you get a point.
Leroy
Congrats.
was trying to say something.
What was Leroy trying to say? Is he
I
trying to
don't know.
answer?
Flame.
I'll allow
Yes,
Leroy to
he
get
was.
points.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
no, I have to fight against the dog. We're all screwed.
Now, why did Gish and Saito duel? You can be as specific as you want about this.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm just
Oh.
seeing the person is typing kind of symbols on the side. Everybody's typing up an essay here. Holy shit.
I'm not typing up shit.
Oh my god, they are really typing.
All right, how about we put a timer on these things?
Like I'm good, okay?
Okay,
Yep.
got it. Now we're just waiting on Ann.
Oh no.
20 minutes later.
You're not gonna get like 5 extra points with the essay that you might be trying to write here.
I
Reminds me of
wasn't
biology
writing an
class.
essay.
All right. Now, the answer I wrote down, and then I'll judge your answers based on it. My very short answer to it was Saito embarrassed Gish by exposing his Playboy love letters. This is what I wrote.
Oh.
Ari wrote because Gish was breaking hearts. I will accept that. Yeah, I'll accept that because he exposed the fact that he was doing that. So yes, I'll give that a point.
Yeah, because he was being a playboy.
Yeah.
And Saito was like, hey, that's not a way to treat women. And Gish is like, fuck off, you're a commoner.
Yeah. So, okay, and then Turando said, offended the noble, something to do with Princess Henrietta or noble customs. Something to do with not bowing or greeting nobles properly. I will give you...
No.
I don't know if I should, because, like, you're right in that he offended the noble, but I was looking more for the specific reason why.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
I mean, it was partially because of the fact that he was a fucking commoner who didn't know his place, but it was specifically because he called him out for being a playboy, so... Sorry, Turando, can't do it. And Shadow said Saito outed Gish for dating multiple girls and had proof in the form of multiple love letters. He had the receipts. Oh my
4K
god.
60 FPS.
Oh my god. Yes, you got it.
He was caught in 4K.
I'm gonna give you
In medieval times.
I'm gonna give you no, just give you the 1 point. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Damn.
And wrote, Gish dropped a perfume that belonged to a girl that wasn't Montmorency, and Saito picked it up and gave it back to him in a fashion that revealed Gish was two-timing Monmon. Gish demanded Saito apologize for breaking a girl's heart, but he refused to apologize to a noble, certainly not the flirtatious playboy Gish, and Gish challenged him to a duel that Saito did refuse. One detail about that, in the manga at least, it was not perfume. It was a stack of love letters.
It was like perfume-scented letters.
Sure, if you want to stretch it
now
like
we're
that.
changing the narrative.
I'm pretty sure it was. Didn't they explicitly mention perfume in that scene?
I feel like you're right.
I mean, they probably did, but you didn't write that they were perfume-scented letters. You wrote dropped a perfume.
No, I remember. The only thing I remember was perfume. I didn't remember the letters.
Hey, you got everything right, so I'm just going to give you a point for that, so... All right, so.
Because Saito will not bow to a noble.
Damn, true. Right, what do we got next?
If you don't know, then we're all screwed.
Oh, what is Montmorency's nickname?
Oh, phew. Okay. Man, name's scary.
Okay. The correct answer was Mon. M-O-N, M-O-N. And I'm looking for an exact answer for this because it's a pretty short thing.
Pretty sure they're called Momo. Like, literally, when they introduced the letters, Gish just called Montmorency Momo, not Monmon.
My answer that I got was from that scene, them calling or saying that their name is Monmon or something like that. Or like from one of the notes where they say Monmon. So.
Okay.
So Ari, I think, is the only one that... Oh no, Ari and Ann got it. Yes, Ari and Ann got it. So they get a point. Shadow said Monmo, and Turando said Momo. So I'm going with Monmon. There might have been some case where, for some reason, Momo might have been said or something, but the official nickname.
About. Momo is the little flying guy in Avatar.
Damn, true. Okay, so give that a point and that a point. Okay, now, next question. What is the name of the original creator of The Familiar of Zero?
Games, man. Games.
Wait, can you say that again?
The original creator, not the manga adapter specifically. The original creator, as in like the writer of the light novels or whatever. And if you don't know, just say you don't know.
I heard original creator and thought like the god of that world, and then you were like...
Okay. Everybody refused to answer. So we have Shadow said forgot. Turando said not Wolfborg. That's true. It wasn't me. So maybe I should give a partial point. Anne said IDK, fake fan. We all know. And Ari said Leroy. Well, first they said no, and then they said Leroy. So actually, I think it was Leroy. Leroy is a well-known isekai harem author. The correct answer.
Author.
The correct answer is Noboru Yamaguchi. That was the original creator. Well,
I
If
don't
I
remember
knew, that's fine.
authors.
you ever considered respecting the creator of the works you're reading? You ever consider that? Didn't think so.
They
The
just
only
Yeah,
tear
you know,
manga
people
author that I
wrote
know
Mega
is
Man.
Aaron
Hyperfixate
Hunter.
on something for years and not know who made it.
Alright, you know what people were involved in making Mega Man? I'm not remembering stuff like that.
Listen.
But this is different, Shadow.
All right, moving on.
I don't remember authors. I don't
Moving
remember
on.
directors
Moving
either.
on. What
No.
is the currency of Tristane?
No.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna say
like-
gold or something. Okay, what is it?
You're just shouting your answers now.
Well, I mean, on some of these we gotta work together because this is what is gonna be impossible.
A group effort.
Together.
You're gonna pool the prize.
Fight for power.
Base. Okay.
Everyone wins.
Oh, I haven't typed them yet. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
yeah.
French franc.
Okay. Okay, am I waiting? Oh, I'm waiting on Ann. Okay. All right.
Oh no.
Now, let me go through what you guys said, and then I'll reveal the answer. So, Ari said gold. Shadow said gill. Turando said French franc. And Anne said there was a discussion about IDK. There was a discussion about being new gold. It translated to ukes, I think. The answer, yes, they did mention new gold, but the answer I was looking for specifically was, yeah, it's pronounced like X or something like that. I think like EQUES. So it's specifically. So I will give like.
EQs.
Yeah, EQs. That's how you pronounce it. That's how you pronounce it. So it is the currency of Tristane, and it is also based on the real currency of the EU before the euro. That was like what they were using before the euro. And it literally means like shield as like a bonus fact. It means shield, and that's why those coins have like a shield on them. Just as a little fun fact. It's Gil, I think that's Final Fantasy at least. I know that that's what they use in Final Fantasy. I don't know.
I haven't played a Final Fantasy game.
Well, there you go. I will, I don't want to give half points. But I mean, Anne did mention new goal, but that's not like the official thing. And you wrote translate to ukes or whatever. It's sort of close, but nah, I don't think I can stretch it. Sorry,
Okay.
Didn't quite get it, but you
No one's
almost
got
got
the
there.
points yet again.
You had the close to the idea. Turner also had a close idea by trying to guess like actual like currency from Europe. So you get a half a point in my heart, not physically. So. All right.
Because I think the shop owner said like it's 100 new gold or 10,000 EQs, and Louise was like, 10,000 EQs, that could buy you a modest home with a nice garden. And he was like, well, yeah, good swords aren't cheap.
Okay, so I need you to stop leaking potential next questions, motherfucker. I do have a question, a follow-up one, but it's not that one specifically, okay? So you didn't spoil the actual answer for this next one, which is, how much did Louise pay for Derfling? Or Derflinger, however you pronounce his name.
Let's type that the wrong one.
How much did Louise pay?
Oh, it is ECU. Okay.
ECU?
Yeah, ECU.
Yeah, that was another writing that I wrote for it.
I don't remember how to spell it.
It was like EQUES. In the manga was how they wrote it, but it can also be spelled ECUS. So, okay, so the answer, I have all everybody's answers, right? The correct answer was 100 EQs, or X, or whatever it was.
Fuck.
Shadow wrote 1,000. Ari wrote 1,000. Turando wrote 10,000, wrote too much, but 10,000, trying to copy what Anne just shouted out, okay? And then Anne wrote 500. Sorry, none of you got it.
Leroy,
Again,
why are you
this
giving
keeps
wrong answers?
We should have did price of right, like, for that question.
Yeah, so I could get the point.
You get no point. Listen, the price is right. You don't get the point if you go over the value. All of you went over the value, so...
Wait, really? Derflinger was worth, like, just
100. Yeah, just 100.
Well, that was after she talked him down. Because
no,
that was a different one. Yeah,
That was
that was
Kirke.
a different story.
Kirke comes in and
Kirke.
talks him down by using her assets. You know, the just basically flirting
Why
with
you
the
have to
fucking
word
guy.
like that?
So I'm just explaining it without.
Because you'll find out when you're older.
Yeah,
Shadow.
I don't
sure.
need to explain.
I'm trying to.
I'm an adult like you guys. I don't know.
You'll
what
find
you're
out when
talking
you're
about.
older.
Okay, so
question.
next question. How long has Saito been with Louise by the end of the manga? It does not have to be like a specific like number, if that helps. Some of these answers.
Oh Lord.
Oh, you want to be specific?
All right, you don't have to be specific like with a number. All right, is everybody ready? Okay, so the one that made me laugh was Turndo said 3
yeah,
days.
Sure, I'm dead.
Turndo said 3 days.
I only remember 3 days in the manga. It went with someone down, someone up.
that would have made the series 10 times funnier if all of that happened in 3 days of it being there.
That's like 5 wars.
Okay,
Yo,
so
I wasn't messing around.
Ari said less than a year, Anne said a few months, and Shadow said a few months, and the correct answer was actually a few months.
Few months. Yeah.
So
I was gonna
you
say
guys
6
get
months.
So I think that's like I put quotes around mine because I'm pretty sure that's like exactly what he said.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly where I got my answer from.
I did in a form of question. It's like, it's a few months. I don't-
I'm not giving a
Is
point
it
for
a few
less.
months?
I'm not giving a point for less than a year though, because that
No, I
that
I
implies
know
it's
it
like
was a few months.
you wrote less than a year, and that implies that it was like
You
almost a
8.
year.
Ari, you went
No,
over. You
no,
went
it is
over.
not.
You went
No,
over.
it doesn't
Right.
mean a year. A few months is less than a year. What?
Well, then why didn't you write a few months?
Ari?
Because I thought less than a year would
You
work.
can't just cast it. If
because
I
I
wrote
wasn't
less
sure
than
how
10
many
years,
months.
if I wrote less than 10 years, you think
Well,
I
I
would
wasn't-
accept that answer?
No, because that's way too big. But like less than a year, a few months. Because I wasn't sure if it was like 3 months or like 9
It's
months.
probably 3 to 6. It's
So I
probably
was
not like
like-
a full year. So like, if
No,
you said
no,
less
no,
than
no,
half a
no,
year,
no.
it's
Sayo
okay.
was a speedrunner. It's 3 days. Okay, I'm telling
When I read less than a year, I'm
Fine,
assuming
don't
they
give me
think
the
it's
point.
almost a
Fuck
year.
you.
So you're
I
not
knew
getting
it
the
was.
point. You're not getting the
I
point.
knew it
But
was.
you can say you knew what it was in your heart. You should have just run a few months then, if you did know it. A real
Thanks,
fan would know
Leroy.
it.
Thanks.
Like us.
Yeah,
but-
blame Leroy. It was Leroy's fault. Leroy said, no. You're typing a few months. I need you to type less than a year. They'll never know. You can't get it wrong. Okay. What is the name of Tabitha's familiar, and what is it?
Crack.
You had an expected question about the familiars.
You're-
It's kind of the point of the
You're
story.
very cruel, man. Okay.
I
I'm
know,
glad-
I
I'm
know.
glad you didn't pick like names. that,
Look,
like,
I'm just saying my quiz eventually will be worse than this. That's the plan.
I mean, it's pretty close to syphilis, but like, I don't quite.
Oh,
remember.
whoa! I mean, it's. Listen, I understand where the mind is at, but okay. So yes,
Guys,
the
break
answer
up.
was Sylphid, and it was a wind dragon. A wind dragon. Terrando wrote
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Slifius wind dragon, or Slifius wind dragon, however you wrote it. Arya wrote a wind dragon. Fuck
It's like
you.
for the Sky Dragon.
A wind dragon. Fuck you. I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate that.
You
Shadow
lose half
wrote
a
wind
point.
dragon, and wrote Sylphid. She's a wind dragon and also a human girl. Well, we didn't get to
Oh.
that at
Oh,
all
that-
in the manga.
So similar to Agnes and Tefania, she was shown very, very briefly in those like intermediary chapters about like the date and the like tip contest. It still fucking pisses me off, dude. That wasn't revealed until like the middle of season 3. So it felt like it was just like something that was tacked on for the harem purposes. It was so annoying.
So that was in that bonus chapter, and I didn't even realize it. Oh damn!
She was there. Hold on. I mean,
It wasn't
you
important.
You don't have to pull up the receipts. I believe you. I just thought it was weird.
Well, no, you just had to ask.
No. Okay, so
Had to ask.
Anne gets 2 points. You're getting the 2 points for getting it correct, for both parts correct. Well, yeah, because there's 2 questions, so you get 2 points.
No, I feel like she gets 3 for that extra part. You know, that's a real
no.
good.
No, I'm not giving extra
It's a
points for
great
that. Okay, so
Look, not even you know. Not even
okay,
knew
stop.
you. Okay.
yeah, well, for all I know, it wasn't from the manga. It could have been from the anime or something. I don't know. So, anyways, Shadow gets 1 point. Ari gets 1 point. What to do with Turando? You got Wind Dragon, so you're getting a point for that. But Sylphius.
I'm okay with 1. I'm okay with 1. I definitely would have put syphilis as my backup answer, but that's fine.
Backup.
Okay, based. All right, I'll give you your 1 point. Now, let's see here. Okay, how many years did the manga run?
Oh.
You're terrible, you know that?
That's what I do.
Just.
What year was this published?
How exactly would it be? How exactly would it be?
Whole number?
Just a whole number, yes. If you know how many, I'm just looking for at least the years. If you know the specific months also as well, you can year and some months you can, but I'm looking for at least the year.
Oh, not the amount of years, but rather the actual year it was in publication.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, the amount of years is what I'm looking for. I don't need the actual year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm dead, but that's fine.
Okay, so the answer was 3 years, and I wrote and 4 months. So if anybody wrote and 4 months, then they would get 2 points. Turando said 14 years. Whoa, if Familiar of Zero was a child, it'd be in middle school. Okay, interesting answer. Ari said 3, no, 4 years. You doubted yourself. You doubted yourself.
Was it actually 3?
It was 3.
Yes.
You doubted yourself. See, you're not supposed to doubt yourself.
Well, I was thinking you're going, 7 volumes in 3 years. That's a bit tight. Let's go with 4.
Rip. See, if you had said 3 years and 4 months, then that would have been correct. But, and you would have gotten 2 points. But Shadow said 3 years, so he gets a point. Yeah.
Got him.
And Anne said 3, so Anne gets a point. You didn't guess. No, you obviously knew it. Everybody here knows their answers.
I actually also doubted it and thought 4. I'm like, no, I'm going 3. I'm committing to 3.
Why did Saito kiss Henrietta?
Wait. Hold on.
There was one time where they kissed in the manga. What? Oh, I understand.
All right.
Okay.
I did it.
Okay. All right. Everybody all set? Okay. The answer that I wrote, and again, it could be detailed, whatever kind of way, but the general answer I wrote down was a misunderstanding when he was supposed to kiss her hand. Was what I wrote. So, let me go through everybody's answers and I'll figure it out. So Shadow said because he thought the kiss on the hand he was allowed for taking the dangerous mission was a kiss on the lips because she didn't elaborate. I will accept that. Ari said she had her hand out and Louise was like, when a noblewoman does this, that means you're allowed to kiss her, so do it. So Saito being a harem protag. Oh, I'm sorry. First, Ari wrote he's a pervert. So first it was just he's a pervert, and then it was, So Saito being a harem protag goes, oh, okay, on the lips, and kisses her on the lips instead of her hand. Yes, that is correct. Anne wrote Henrietta wanted to give Saito some kind of reward for the good work he did in catching Fouquet, so he offered him her hand. When Louise told Saito he was supposed to kiss her, he must have just stood and kissed her on the lips instead of the back of her hand. Correct. And Turando said customs, a French greeting.
I would like to accept that.
it.
Not the French.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It is
okay.
customs. It does not include the misunderstanding thing, but so what I will do is I'll give you 1 point and everybody else 2 points. Is what I'll do with that.
I'll take
Fair.
it.
It's funny.
It's funny. Customs. The French.
Yes, I was just Italian. I'm
The
telling you.
French. You believe it? Christmas.
Wait, where's my left track?
There is no laugh track. There's no joke.
There's no comment.
This is serious.
No
What?
commentary.
What was the Staff of Destruction?
I assume we have to be elaborate. Just say what.
Sorry,
It is.
do you want the specific weapon type?
Oh my god.
If you like
I don't
said,
know it.
like usual, if you put that down, you will get an additional point. But I am not looking for the very specific.
It's so fucking stupid.
All right, everybody ready? Oh my God,
Yeah.
Jesus! All right, Anne said a rocket launcher. You get a point for that. Yes, it was specifically. I'm sorry, I forgot to say it was a rocket launcher, specifically an M72 Law. So
Wrong
let's see
year.
what people
Okay.
wrote.
I was
Paul's
not
got
gonna
the law.
remember that.
Anne wrote a rocket launcher, so you get a point. Shadow wrote a rocket launcher, you get a point. Turndo said M42 Law, the U.S. legal code / military spending donated to Japan. Okay. You'll get a point for knowing it's a rocket launcher, trying to guess a rocket launcher, but not 2 because you got the exact type wrong. So you'll get 1 point. And Ari sent a rocket launcher and then sent a gif of a guy pulling out a rocket launcher at somebody in traffic. Interesting answer. The guy's flipping him off too, and then he pulls out the rocket launcher. So it's a little concerning, but that's just how it is in traffic, you know.
It's
Are you
visual aid.
trying to tell us about your murderous tendencies?
No, it's a visual aid.
Yeah, true. That's how I really know that you know what we're talking about here. So, and it looks kind of like the one that they use. So, everybody gets a point. Congrats. Okay, now. What
No.
is the continent that Zero's Familiar takes place on?
I'm probably incorrect. I'm probably correct.
All right, I got some answers. Okay, here we go. The answer was Halkiginia. I'm not that concerned if you spell it slightly off. So Turndo will get a point for writing Halkiginia, but like slightly differently. You'll get a point for that, and gets a point for that. Shadow wrote Tristania. That's not the continent. That's like the nation. So you won't get a point for that. Ari wrote France, but like fantasy. First of all, France is not a continent.
Yeah, wait a
But
minute.
in this setting, the fantasy is doing a lot of weight in the sentence. Okay.
You're not right, Ari.
You will unfortunately not be getting a point for that. I'm sorry. I hate the French. I can't help it, so.
Look, okay, there's a reason why I can't quarantine all of them.
For France, but like fantasy, I mean.
Yeah, it's called Quebec.
True. All right. What do we got next? What is the full name of the Prince of Albion?
Fuck no.
Of course.
To help people out, there's only 2 parts to his name. It's not somebody with like a whole bunch of like titles or whatever. Interesting answers already. If you do get one part of the name right, you will get a point. So if you get the full name,
That's
you'll get like 2
definitely his
points.
first name.
Okay. All right. Is everybody locked in?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. The answer was Wales Tudor. Wales Tudor.
Your family.
So Turndo wrote Prince Wales, Duke of Windsor. So you get a point for Wales. Ari wrote Ari sent a sticker of a transparent Leroy and then wrote Charles Wales, but like WHALES, so like like of the sea. I guess I could stretch to give it a point, but Eternal will get a point. Ari will get a point. Anne wrote Sir Wales, so you Sir Wales because of the questioning or whatever. So you will get a point as well. And Shadow wrote Wales. You will get a point. Nobody got the last name, which was Tudor. Tudor.
This is
Oh,
the
so it's
current
just like
state of my DMs.
Oh
It's
my
like-
god.
You have like the British families, which was Tudor. You had the Plantagenets, which was thing. Then you had the Austrians and like all that stuff. I think that's where Kirsch gets
Damn,
her
if
last name.
only I remembered Yu-Gi-Oh more, I would have got it
Literally.
right.
Where is Albion?
That's it.
Yep, that's it. Answer it how you will.
Wow, my ad block updated. Crazy.
Oh my
Sure,
god.
that's the correct answer.
All right, everybody ready? The answer was in the sky
want, you
is what I was
sick
looking
fuck?
for. I was looking for in the sky. What'd you
Okay.
think? I wanted the exact coordinates? What the fuck?
Yes,
What
you
was I
do.
supposed to know?
What the
Use
fuck?
your brain.
Jesus. Okay. Ari wrote in the sky, all caps, floating around like a Smash level. True. Shadow wrote it's an island in the sky. True. You get a point. Anne wrote in the sky with like 8 question marks. Is that what you want with like 4 question marks? Yes, that was in fact what I wanted. Thank you. And Turando said across the sea in the sky. I will accept that because I think it is some distance in the sea as well, and then in the sky, something like that. So that's correct. You all get a point. Congrats. Oh my god. This is again one of those questions where it's like if you didn't know it, you weren't reading, and that's a problem. We just spent 4 weeks talking about
So
it.
you said Albion. I'm like, wait, the Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Oh,
God
surely.
damn it.
What is
All the Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge is blending in.
wait, no, not that one. Not that one.
Lombards. Oh, interesting.
Hold on. Okay. How did Louise finish the ritual to make Saito her familiar?
I think I heard someone might have spoiled it while Ari wasn't here.
The answer was kissed him. And I think you all got that, except Turando wrote French greeting, which I will accept, but I want to highlight it because I thought it was funny. And then Anne wrote kissed him on the lips with like the :3 eyes or whatever, like -3 or whatever. It's like an emote. So, yes, you all got it right about the kissing, and it can be considered a French greeting, right? So there you go. Everybody gets a point for that.
I mean, it's also Italian greeting. It's also Italian greeting.
Sure, we'll go with that too. What else we got? Oh, is that
That
Leroy?
That was Leroy.
Twice actually, so you know.
What is the name of Geisha's
That was
familiar?
Leroy Jenkins himself.
What is the name of Geisha's familiar, and what is it?
What is it? It's hard.
You get a point for each of them.
Or shit. Or now I'm doubting myself.
You know what happens when you doubt yourself.
Is it Italian? Latin would say truth, but
I'm somewhat Italian myself, dare I say.
All right, everybody ready? Okay. The answer
That's
was
yours.
Verdandi, and he was a giant mole rat. Or a giant mole, whatever.
Mole
it is.
rat?
A giant mole was what they called it.
Okay.
I don't know if they're considered mole rats or whatever, but it's just a giant mole. So I'll accept anything similar to that. Ari said turtle, so no, it was not a turtle.
Yeah.
Not a turtle.
Turno said Verdandi, Bell Dandy, and Earth Mole. What is Bell Dandy? Is this a thing?
It's another
Bell
name.
Dandy is, but yeah, I put it in my response, but Bell Dandy was the spelling that they used in the fan translation that you linked us to.
Oh. Yeah,
So if we read the fan
that's-
translation,
yeah.
what we got is Bel Dandy. If we read the official translation, what we got is Verdande.
I see.
So yeah, I said keep that in mind for Shadow's
Yeah.
response because he read the fan translation, not the official.
Yeah, Shadow
Alright,
did wrote
I'm here.
Amol Bell Dandy. Okay, yeah. Keep in mind, most of my questions are going to be based on the official translation. So if they're saying something in the fan translation about certain things, like I'll accept it in certain cases like this, but in some cases I might not, depending. But just know I will accept this because I do see now how
questions we got.
I have a ton of questions. What do you think I do all this fucking effort for? What the fuck?
That's a lot of questions.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ!
Because we have a lot of questions, I'm so sorry. Can we take a break so I can go to the bathroom?
Yeah, we can take a break. You can go back. Everybody can go to the bathroom. Then you can go to the bathroom.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Come on, Leroy.
How many questions we got left?
I don't know yet.
Oh wow, it's a long list of questions.
Listen, y'all have to study.
Chapter of Maniac. You know that?
I'm here providing content, all right? I don't know what you guys are
Several.
doing.
Is he reading, man?
Anne wrote, it's a mole. In the official translation, it's Verdandi, but in the fan translation, it's Beldandi. So keep that in mind for Shadow's response. And Turanda wrote Verdandi, Beldandi, Earth Mole, and Shadow said a mole, Beldandi. Yes, you will all get a point, you will all get 2 points, except for Ari, who gets nothing.
Really?
Not
I
a
thought you got 13.
no, Ari wrote turtle, ? And that was all.
You reading anything interesting or just yours familiar?
What am I reading? Nothing aside from Idle Story, I don't think right now. Nothing I can remember, at least.
Nice.
The idols are idling. And they have a story, you know? There's a lot that goes on. Like, when they idled. And then they idled. And then it was a story. It's a lot.
See, are you reading the manga?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
What's the updates?
What do you mean, what's the updates?
Like how often do you get a new chapter?
Well, in the Japanese version, they come out once every 2 weeks. With like a bonus bonus page every in between week or whatever. With the English translation, I was one of the people fan translating it for a while with somebody else, but now some other group is doing it and they're way ahead of us or whatever, so they're mostly doing it. And I don't think they have a consistent schedule for when they do it, but they're getting pretty close to where the chapters are currently at for that. So they're at like chapter 19 now, and there's like 26 chapters out, I think. So they're getting close.
Sorry, what?
Anime moves fast.
It has nothing to do with anything that you know about. Don't worry about it.
I'm scared, Chap.
My
It's
laundry is
literally
also finished, so I have this nice big fluffy coat that
Oh
is
my
like
God.
nice and warm out of the dryer.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Oh, by the way, thanks, Andy, for that earlier.
For what? Oh, the Beldandi thing? Yeah.
The mole.
It threw me off when I was reading the fan translation. So since I knew that you were reading it, I was gonna be like, I'll make sure Chap is aware of this.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Verdandi, Beldandi, like it makes sense with like
Yeah.
the name. So
My cat sees this, I think.
I knew Verandani was referring to self-card.
this is what you guys get for going to your local video store. Okay,
Like the official translation.
I'm out here
To be
obeying the
fair.
law.
Do what?
I was just pointing out how you guys are all criminals, and I obey the law.
I had
alright?
I had 1 week I had to read the fan translation because my copy hadn't come in
It's-
yet.
To be fair though,
Wow.
I was able to get the funny screenshots. because-
Sure.
There are
So you
22
can't
million
blame-
words in the U.S. law code. You're gonna break one of them. The question is whether the police come after you.
Well, it's going to be pretty easy for them to come after you when I send them this podcast VOD as evidence. So, just saying. That's why you guys obviously went to your local video store for these copies of Familiar Zero,
Is
legally.
being a Canadian of crime?
I bought mine.
Yes.
The fuck?
Oh yeah, he's Canadian. He's Canadian.
But you said you didn't do it for one of the volumes, so.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You literally said in the VOD. I can rewind it. I can rewind
It
it.
was a joke.
It's in the clip. It's not going anywhere. All right. Anyways,
In Minecraft.
what is Viscount Ward's also known as?
Gotta be kidding me.
I don't know this one.
the actual
Do you
guy's
want
name.
like an exact name? We're talking about a title here.
Talking about like a nickname he's given.
What is the guy's name?
No.
The French prisoner. Monte Cristo?
Okay, everybody all set?
Yeah.
Okay, the answer was Lightning. For some reason, his nickname is
Oh.
Lightning.
Okay, sure.
Only because of Lightning Cloud.
Yeah. Turandot wrote The Man in the Mask or Monte Cristo. No, neither of those. Anne said Slashing Wind. No. Ari said Apeto, which isn't wrong, but Apeto or some wind mage thingy. I don't fucking know. So, and then Shadow didn't say anything actually.
Got him there, boys.
I was about to read how you wrote a mole bell dandy. Be like, yeah, that's what he's known as. Okay, so
He is a mole. You're right.
Nobody got that.
He's a mole that said he is a spy. You're right.
He
Hold
is.
on.
Okay, well,
You're right, actually.
okay. Let's see.
We'll keep creating ways to make fun of him. It's great.
Aside from the letter, what else does Henrietta give Louise? The more specific, the better. Okay. All right. The answer was water ruby ring.
Yes.
So, yes, Anne got it. Says, I want to say ruby of water. So, yes, I will accept that. Shadow said her special wind ring. No, wrong element. But you did get the ring part. So, Anne will get 2 points. You'll get 1 point.
Insert Lord of the Rings joke here.
Based.
Oh, the book was later on for the marriage.
And
Precious.
Turando said a ring, prayer book, and best wishes. You did say a ring, so I will give you a point, but the other ones, I'm sure they give best wishes or whatever, but not the prayer book, not yet. So you will get a point, though, for saying the ring. And Ari also said ring. So everybody is going to get a point, except for Anne, who will get 2 points. And we'll get 2
How far ahead is Anne with the points, by the way? Is it
don't
like
worry about
sizable?
I will just say you guys should be glad that Anne is not going to be considered to win the prize. So, based.
So it's...
Don't worry about that.
Quick,
all right,
give me the answers.
Now. Okay. Okay. All right. Do I want to? No, I don't want to do that one. Okay. Okay. What did they call the Zero Fighter plane in Halkaginia? Like, what did they refer to the plane as?
Hold on, I have to find an emote. Jules, can I please get to my mouse? Thank you.
Okay. The answer was Dragon's Raiments. Raiments is like clothing?
Raiment? Like end with the T?
Yeah. It's like clothing.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, it's like archaic literary plural raiments, clothing, ladies clothed in raiment bedecked with jewels. Yeah, so it's just another word for clothing. So it's like dragon's clothing. So you wrote Turandot wrote Dragon's Ray Men without the T. I'll give you the point because it's literally one letter off at the end of that, and I don't know if I would have ever gotten that too. So I'll give you that. With how close you got to it. Shadow wrote Dragon's Remnant. Not quite. Very different word.
Sorry, I just read it as that.
You'll get a point for writing the dragon, and Turandot will get 2 points for writing dragons and Raymond.
Yeah.
And we'll get 2 points. Well, you did spell it right too. You got it, and you wrote Raymond's. So you'll get 2 points. And Ari wrote some kind of bird. You wrote some kind of bird.
Are dragons considered birds?
No.
I will not be accepting some kind of bird, unfortunately.
I think they do on like the biology. They're like half bird, like avian or some sort of.
All right, do you count dinosaurs as
They were
birds?
considered avian.
Listen, you can argue the scientific genetic history of dragons and birds, not on this stream. Okay, you will not be getting an extra point for that on this stream. All right.
Relating to birds, a bird. That's not what I wanted. Bird flu? Crazy.
Because the bones are too light and dense, and then you'd have like the wings. What are they called?
What makes a bird? I mean, their bones are hollow.
Okay, you ready for the next question? You ready for the next question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What is the manga artist's name?
I-
The manga artist.
It's Wolfborg.
It's Wolfborg. It was me. I did it. I put you all through this.
But how many
It was
G's?
I.
Birds have 3 characteristics that distinguish them from other animals: feathers, hard-shelled eggs, and hollow bones. So you could argue that dragons are avians if you remove the feather.
I mean, if you remove the feathers, a bird would be a man. But
I understood.
Do men lay hard-shelled eggs?
I understood that.
What kind of men are you running into?
Behold, man. I understood that.
it's Diogenes.
Yep. All right. Everybody, Shadow, why are you still typing?
I'm not.
Okay, I was seeing you still typing, so I don't know what I'm waiting for.
Threatening. Why are you still typing?
Okay. I'm just looking for a name here, so. All right. So, the answer was Nana Mochizuki. Ari said Nana Mochizuki, got it right, and said, I only know this because you said her name, and I was like, I wonder if she's related to Pandora Hearts creator Jun Mochizuki, but no. Well, unfortunate about that detail, but you did get it right, so you will be getting a point. Shadow said it's Nyan Bacon.
Obviously.
So, you know,
The true plot twist of the night.
we were all just tricked.
This was all a long con to get more royalties.
This is actually just a Familiar Zero fan fiction, and we were all tricked into reading it. They even faked the Seven Seas website and everything. It's pretty creative. Turandot wrote Mr. Arrowgay Man. That was the original creator, not the manga artist. I don't know what the manga artist history is with Arrowgay though, so maybe they were, but I do know they're not a man. So
I don't know. It was only like 4 things on their Annie list.
yeah, and Anne wrote I don't know, man. So based.
Woo!
Okay, so Ari got it. You're the only one who got that. Congrats. Can you imagine actually knowing the name of the person who did the manga we're reading? I asked the same question when we did Summertime Rendering, and I don't remember people got that either.
I got like the first name. I only got one of the names.
And I made a point of purposely saying I want to mention and talk about the author every stream.
Yeah.
Every stream. I just wasn't listening.
I'm usually pretty good at remembering author names, but not the spellings. It'll take me quite a while to learn that, depending on how different it is.
Right.
How weebish it is.
So that was Nana Mochizuki. And thank you so much, Nana Mochizuki. So, what do we got next? What did Saito say right before the portal appeared that summoned him? So, right at the very beginning, when he gets summoned. What did he say right before the portal appeared?
Specifics?
Just what did he say? If you want to say exactly what he said, you can go for it. But I'm not looking for he was walking around on a sunny day and then all of a sudden, no, I just want to know what he said.
Oh, I remember.
I actually sent you screenshots. Like I can just scroll up real quick.
Not be cheating. No cheating.
I,
I will call the police.
Hi.
All right. Do I have all the answers? Okay.
yeah.
All right. What did Saito say right before the portal appeared that summoned him? He said, "I wish something exciting would happen."
Ah.
So let's see what people said. Shadow said he's bored of high school and wants something exciting to happen. I will accept that. And he said something along the lines of, "Now I can check my dating site notifications," or something about getting dating site DMs. I don't think they had dating site notifications back in like 2006 or whatever.
Also,
I don't know.
isn't this like a middle schooler?
High
Listen,
school.
17.
listen, this is Saito.
iPhones
He's
didn't
the
exist
harem
yet,
pro
even, like,
tag.
when they made-
Get it right. He's the harem pro tag. Okay, of course he's gonna get dating site notifications. All right. But no, that was not what he said. At least not in the manga.
Oh
Turando.
yeah, now I'm looking at the light novel to see if that's where I got it from.
Turando said, "Life's pretty boring." Jumps in. Final answer. I mean, I don't know what to do with that one, to be honest. Hold on, let me just look at.
That one's correct. That one's correct.
Let me look at what Ari said. It said, "I hope something interesting happens today," in like quotes with like a picture of Leroy happy underneath. So, I mean, yes, you got it. Turno saying life's pretty boring, and then jumps in. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll accept because it is pretty much like I just want something exciting to happen, or this is boring, so I'll accept it. So you all got it except for Anne, fake fan. Where's the womp 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 sound effect?
Where the hell did you get that?
I got it.
You know, the dating app notifications.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Sorry. I am going to prove that
It's probably from the
have a
light novels
point.
or something, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, all right.
I can admit that I got it wrong, but you guys were like, a dating site. Like, he did mention a dating site in one of the versions. So I'm not off the hook. Like, huh.
We understand where you got it from. We don't think you're.
get it.
We don't think you're crazy. Okay. We don't think you're.
Well, I
You're
did,
here.
but-
Listen. Okay.
You're a bit of a maniac, though.
Listen. Okay. Saito is the reincarnation of a legendary familiar. What's its name?
God, if I could fucking spell.
Okay. And I think I'm just waiting on Shadow.
Yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Sure. That. I do it.
All right. The answer is Gandalfr. Gandalfr. If you got pretty close to the spelling, I'll be okay with it though. So let's see what people wrote. Shadow wrote Gandalfr with like Dalfer. I will accept that. You get a point. Turndo said the White Mage, Gandalf R, for copyright reasons. So yes, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Ari wrote Gandalfer, Dolfer. I don't know what to do with that. And it's close. Hold on, just let me go through Anne's. Anne said
1 point
Gandalfer, the
difference.
correct name. Okay, you're again Dolfer with the. Oh, no, I'll accept. You're good. Okay, so everybody got that one. So everybody gets a point. Oh my god. All right. Now.
Oh boy.
Why was the duel between Geesh and Saito allowed to happen?
I still have forage.
Okay. The correct answer was because normally duels are prohibited, but it was allowed here because it was between a noble and a commoner specifically.
Oh, okay.
So if you wrote that, you got it.
Yeah,
So,
I goofed.
or
then.
something similar. So Shadow wrote because Desmond wanted who's Desmond? Oh, the headmaster or whatever, Osmond.
Yeah, I
So
remember
because
you mentioned something about
Because
that.
Desmond wanted to see what Saito could do, being Gandalfer.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
wrote
he let
because
it pass.
you wrote because Ari wrote because Geesh is a noble and Saito is a commoner, like something honor. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Turando said approved and spectated by Louise. Friends. Okay, so you just said approved and spectated by Louise. So I need a little more than that. So and Louise absolutely did not approve of the fight, by the way. So and said it was between a noble and a commoner, so there's no rules against it. You got that exactly. I will give you 2 points for getting it exactly, and then Shadow and Ari will get 1 point.
Wait.
What do you mean wait?
Wow.
You wrote because Geesh is a noble and Saito is a commoner, like something honor. It wasn't honor thing. It was like a law thing. That's what I was looking for.
Checkmate, liberals.
I'm giving you a point still. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I can't win, so it doesn't matter.
True.
It matters to me.
You get the honor points though. Like, how far ahead can you get ahead of all
bragging
of us?
rights?
Yeah. I'm
I've
very
missed a
curious.
couple.
Like, how wide is the gap? Because you're
I
at
don't
least,
think
like,
we want to just fall into
25%.
despair. That's how big the gap is.
Tabitha has
Too bad.
Tabitha has a certain title already. What is it?
I know.
It can be referred to as a title or a rank, whatever, but they have a certain title already.
What is it called?
All right. Are we all set?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but it's Chevalier Knight.
Ah.
So, if you did write Knight, I will accept it because I understand Chevalier is complicated, but if you wrote Chevalier or Chevalier Knight, you will get 2 points. So,
okay, cool. Nice.
Ari wrote Chevalier, something fancy, so you'll get 2 points. Turando said Royal Knight / Mage title, Kingsguard or something, but definitely higher than Griffin Knights. I will give you 1 point because you did say like Knight, Royal Knight. So I'll give you that. Shadow said Chevalier, so you'll get 2 points, and said Chevalier Knight. So yes, you will also get 2 points. So everybody gets 2 points, and then Turando gets 1 point. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Now, let's get towards the last questions I have. I have a lot more, but I don't want to be spending all night. So I'm just going to go towards the important final questions, I think. There will be 3 more questions, I think. I think I got 3 more questions that we'll do. All right. The first one. What does Reconquista want? What is like their overall like goal? Okay. So the answer that I wrote, at least, was a unified Halkiginia and to recover the Holy Land. Now let's see what people wrote and how we'll go with that. Shadow wrote, they want to reclaim the Holy Land. That's one part of it, so we'll give you 1 point for that. Anne wrote, they want to unite all Halkiginia under one rule and then take back the Holy Land from the elves. Oh, damn, the elves can... Damn.
Oh, I forgot about the elves. Yeah.
You will get 2 points for that. You got both parts of it right.
Wahoo!
Ari wrote world domination. I will file that under the uniting Halkiginia, so I will give you a point. And Turando said Jerusalem and world conquest. It's basically right because it's Halkiginia unifying and recover Holy. So yes, I will accept that and give you 2 points. So Turando gets 2 points, Ari gets 1 point, Anne gets 2 points, and Shadow gets 1 point. Okay. Okay, now 2 more questions. Okay, here we go with these 2 questions. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh boy, I'm not ready.
What is the number of explosions caused by Louise?
Are you
Throughout the whole
thing?
series, yes. Now, we're going to do this for whoever gets the closest to it will get it right.
Can you repeat it again?
What is the number of explosions caused by Louise in the series, in the manga specifically, that we see?
There is one moment I'm like kind of iffy on. I think that's correct.
To clarify for people, the light miracle at the end, I do not count as an explosion.
Okay. That is good.
Oh, never
Let's
mind.
do it. I'm ready.
Okay,
Yeah,
think
go
we're
ahead.
I think we're waiting on Anne. Okay, Anne's got an answer. Okay. All right, we waiting for anybody else, or is everybody all set? Oh, okay.
All set, baby.
All right, the answer was 8. There were 8
Holy
scene
shit!
explosions from Louise, and Anne got it exactly.
Whoa!
Anne just stole the point
Nice.
from you guys because it
I
doesn't
can-
even go
I
towards a
can tell-
winner.
I can tell you them.
Oh,
We
go
don't
ahead.
need you to tell them all, but
There's
3 one day. There's 3 one day. I know for
There's
sure.
2 in the
okay, so
classroom.
just go ahead and do it anyways.
Yeah, there's 2 in the classroom. One when Mr. Colbert is there and she activates the engine. One when she fails the transmutation spell. One when she's fighting the golem. One when she fails to cut Saito from the rope. There were, I think, and then 3 or 4 in that weird like thing where they were counting how many times she blew up Saito.
It was 3.
3, and then 1 like at the very beginning when she first like has to like punish Saito, and those are all 8 of them.
Yep, that was correct.
Very impressive.
Amazing. You excited?
Solid work.
Give you 2 points for that.
Well, what was
You
second?
named
out of that?
because you named literally all
Who's
of them.
second?
So I will tell you. So the answer is 8, and Anne got it exactly. Turandot wrote 4 and listed lesson, bank robbery, testing, and golem. Ari wrote 4, and Shadow wrote 6, but I think he initially wrote 7 and then lowered it when I declared about the light. So
Yeah,
Shadow
yeah.
was the second
That was pretty
closest.
close.
So Shadow was the second
All right,
closest.
cool.
I'm trying to
Golem
think if
credit.
maybe I should give him the point for that, because otherwise the points for that just get wiped away by Anne, where the points
Give
don't
half
go
or
anywhere.
something.
Yeah, so I gave Anne 2 points. I'll give Shadow 1 point because he was closest.
Cool.
Okay, and I'll do the same
Very
thing with this
good.
next one too. This next one, the final question. Okay. Actually, no. I'm sorry.
Is it naming the characters?
I'm sorry. We're gonna do 2.
Oh, no.
There's one important one that I forgot to do. Almost forgot to do this one.
Lord.
You get a point for each part of this you get correct. What
Oh,
is the
God.
full name of our female lead character? You'll
Didn't we talk about this?
get a point for each part of it you get correct.
Does
I think
capitalization
I'm missing
matter?
a syllable.
Capitalization does not matter, but the spelling will be way more important.
Do we need the accent mark?
Accents?
You do not need the accent mark,
Okay.
and you will
Thank
not get
goodness.
bonus points
I think
for it
I'm
either.
missing
So don't.
like a particular phrase because French is weird.
True.
There we go.
Okay, is everybody all set?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce this right. Probably Anne is gonna. Yeah, Anne got it right. So
no,
why don't you
I got it
pronounce
wrong.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I added an S at the end.
That's not.
No,
that doesn't count.
That's not gonna knock you out of that. So I'm gonna consider you getting it right. So why don't you pronounce the full name for us, since you probably know how to pronounce it
Okay,
properly?
you say it.
Louise Francois Leblanc de la Valliere.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Anne does in fact get 5 points for it. And Shadow wrote Louise LeBlanc de la Valliere. Are we missing any element from that? Or no, you forgot
Yeah,
Francois.
missing Francois.
I'm sorry, why did I say 5? There's more than 5 parts to the name, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 parts to the name. So you
Jeez.
And
So-
Nia
so-
and Bacon got all 7.
A certain someone was able to slightly draw
1, 2,
onto my head. Thanks.
6. So
I mean,
Shadow
you gotta
gets
study the teacher,
6.
not the test.
So Shadow gets 6. Ari wrote Louise Francois, so you get 2 points for it. And Turando wrote ... Oh, you replied to you writing it above. It's a little cheap, but I mean, you did know it, so you got 1, 2. You wrote Louise Francois de Blancvelier, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts of it. Yeah, you get 5 parts of it, so that gets you there.
The syllable particulate was off because you had of Valier, and then la would be the, so it's like the white, and then of the Valier house. So
Right.
That's what I was like kind of.
Now, this next part, okay? This one, how we're gonna do this last one. This is the last question. It is something where the closest will win, and we'll do similar where you know the closest ignoring Anne. So if Anne gets it right or whatever, Anne will get a point for that. But aside from Anne, whoever's closest will get it. This will be worth, I want to say 4 points if you get it right.
Damn.
Actually, no, we'll make it 5. You get 5 points if you get this right. How many times did someone say or think the word 0 throughout the series?
Are you kidding me?
The closest will win.
How long did it take you to find that out?
You get to control
couple hours early. No, you can't control. I can't control F manga, so. So I went through all of it. I went through all of it again today just to count that up for you guys.
There's a number. Hope it's a nice number.
0 just used completely broadly.
Just the word 0, as long as it was said in like a bubble or thought by somebody in the manga itself, not in the afterwards, but in the bonus chapters as well. I accepted those, but not in like, afterwards or in like covers and stuff. Just whenever somebody thought or said the word 0. And that can be in terms of like calling her Louise the 0. So.
Is this like the only time you say the word cook in Breaking Bad?
Yes, true. Please do not send me square root functions that I have to figure out. I don't know what to do with that.
I have no idea what the answer is.
Okay, the answer
Then guess.
was 43. There was 43 times somebody, the word 0 was brought up in the manga, pretty much. So, what we got for answers here? Anne wrote 20. Turando wrote square root of 484. I don't know what that is. What is the answer to that equation?
That's 42.
Okay, so it's pretty close.
No, I'm just joking. It's 22. But I want to see if I can get.
I would have believed you actually if you didn't correct yourself because I wasn't pulling out the calculator to check. So you wrote.
I'd rather be honest.
So what was it, like 28? You said.
22.
22. Mine's 28.
22. And Ari's was 28, and Shadow's was 60. The correct answer was 43. So.
Makes Shadow closer.
Shadow's close.
Let me see. 60 minus 43. That'd be 17 away, and then Ari is 28. 3 minus.
No, she wins by 2.
28. Yes, 15.
How would you do 5 and 3? Because whoever's closest, so then you subtract it, so you take the average. Or do you want to just give full points?
All I know is Ari.
Because,
Ari did get the closest. That's all I'm doing here. So Ari was the closest. So Ari gets 5 points for that. Oh my god! You guys. Well, I mean, Shadow overshot, but most of you guys thought it was under. You didn't think it came up as much. Oh my god! So let me do the point calculations here.
I think Ari wins. Oh, I mean, after Anne.
Are you ready to hear the final tallies?
Go ahead.
Right.
I wish I had a drum roll.
Damn. All right, you ready? I'm gonna go from
That's your
last.
drum roll.
I'm gonna go from last place to first place. In fourth place, we have Turando with 29. Then you have. Then you have Ari with 30, and Shadow with 32, and Anne with 44. Jesus Christ!
Doing shit before that last question. Wow.
Everybody else is pretty close, but Anne was zoom, fucking 14 points ahead or whatever. Jesus Christ.
Oh, 12.
Crazy. They're 12 points ahead. Oh my God. Now,
If I got the last one, it would have only been 7.
Ignoring Anne, the winner is Shadow Man. Congratulations to Shadow. You did it. You had it 32, and then Ari at 30, so you won by 2 points. And then Turno was not that far behind at just 29. Pretty close. Congratulations. Now, the prize.
What the fuck am I doing to me?
The prize. The prize. Okay. What I've decided we're going to do next is we're going to be doing a thing where for the next couple weeks when we do book club, each person will bring a series that we will read 2 volumes of, and then we'll go to the next person and the next person until we go through everybody. So it's going to start with Shadow because he won this week. So it's going to start with him. So he gets to pick the series that we'll read 2 volumes of next time we meet, which will not be next week. It'll be the week after. And then it will go Ari, because Ari came in second place with that. Turando. And then if like Justin's around or if somebody else wants in, they will go because Anne already just got the series that they wanted. So we're going to go through other people and then Anne will be brought back in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody cool with that? Everybody interested in that? I feel like this would be cool because, you know, we don't have to go through a voting process of somebody to get something that we want to try, and we can try out only reading 2 volumes of certain series to get a taste for other series instead of just committing to a full one, you know? So we'll see how that goes for a bit. And that's where we will wrap up tonight. So Shadow is the big winner, so come up with ideas for what you want the next manga for us to read the first 2 volumes of, and we will do it.
So what Mega Man are we reading after
Hell
Thanksgiving?
yeah.
The only stipulation I would give to you guys when you pick the mangas that you're choosing is just try not to make it like hentai, ecchi, whatever. Like, don't make it like, you know, too adult to where YouTube will demonetize me and younger people might feel uncomfortable. So don't do that. So,
I'm curious. I wonder if there's actually a Mega Man manga that's short enough.
I'm not here saying that you have to start it.
2 volumes.
I'm not saying you have to pick it now. This is just me saying, like, you can think about it. So, and it does not have to be a series that is only 2 volumes or something. It's just the first 2 volumes of a series. If you have something that's only 1 volume, you can choose to do that. But just understand, you know, that is just 1 volume. So if like, you know, for instance, you want to read 2 one-shots, I'll allow that too, where it's like 2 like 1 volume deals or whatever. But that's up to you. If it's like a series, just pick the first 2 volumes of it, and we'll read the first 2 volumes of that. So that's where we'll go for the next attempt at book club, and we will see how that goes. And we'll be convening for that the week after Thanksgiving. Next week is Thanksgiving, guys. And then Christmas, just a week away.
Just a week away.
It got here so fast. Got here so fast. But you know what's before Christmas? My birthday is next month. Exactly 1 month from now, actually, because it's the 16th, right? So
Christmas, just a week away.
Christmas, just a week away. You got here so fast. Oh my God. So thank you so much, everybody, for another exciting week of the Anime Book Club. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging around for the quiz. I hope you had fun. I know I had fun, except for some parts of reading through, basically having to read through the entire manga again for the 0 count. That was certainly something.
That was
your own damn fault.
That was your fault.
Listen, I thought it would be a funny bit, and it was pretty funny for like a second, and I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it. I mean, I did similar for the summertime rendering one. I think one of the questions was how many times did we see him die, and I physically went through and made sure I knew all the times where like we actually saw him die. So, well, it was a time loop manga, so it was a little tricky sometimes. But anyways, that's all for this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Say goodbye to the stream, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to everybody who monetarily supports these memes. I think it's just Aztec, Naya Bacon, and Lil Lasagna. So thank you so much to all of you. And we will see you all in 2 weeks. Or if you're in my Discord, you can talk to us in there in the Anime Book Club channel. Bye, everybody. Bye, stream. Bye, stream. Bye, 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 bye.